And he didn't even go to her birthday. Sorry. Allow me to be the 900th person to make that not even really funny joke. Not gonna lie. It's funny if you're first. Maybe. But most people weren't. Hi! Steve Dangle here. Oh, you know what? I've been naughty. I didn't tweet out the link. I'm going to do that right here. Steve Dangle here. And we are doing Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. It's a great name. Oh, that was me. That was me yelling at me. We're here on the Sportsnet YouTube channel. Watch the Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. The Leafs are taking on the Buffalo Sabres for the first time in a long time. And we're getting weird because Sheldon Keefe has got out the line blender, folks. The line blender. But before we get to that, I want to give you something because you're wonderful. You've been giving some great support to the streams all season long through some pretty cool wins, through some 7-1 losses to a Penguins team without any Penguins. So how would you like a discount on Sportsnet now? How would you like that? 20% off if you go to www.snnow.ca. And because of technology, you probably don't even have to type in www. You go to snnow.ca and you use the promo code DANGLE to apply before completing your purchase. You'll get a little discount. Sportsnet Now, you can watch a whole bunch of sports for 3 months. 3 months on Sportsnet Now. Hockey, the other ones, you know what I'm saying. Sportsnetnow.ca, promo code DANGLE20. DANGLE20. I don't know if I actually said that. DANGLE20. So, first of all, before I get to the lineups, I should congratulate all of you and thank you. So, the viewers of these streams were a huge, huge part of my fundraising for Easter Seals. If this is your first time, I've been raising money for the Eric Lindros Celebrity Hockey Classic that fundraises for Easter Seals Ontario. It's a charity that helps out kids with physical disabilities. My family is an Easter Seals family. We benefited from Easter Seals when I was younger. My sister has cerebral palsy. They helped out with equipment, AFOs, which are like braces for your ankle, wheelchairs. I think hers, my sister's, was about $800, and it's not even one of the motorized ones. Those are like $5,000. And we also went to 2 Easter Seals camps when we were younger. So those are the sort of things that the money goes towards. Hundreds of you, literally hundreds of people from these streams donated to my fundraising cause, and my team, Rachel's Raiders, raised over $70,000 for Easter Seals Ontario thanks to you. So thank you very, very, very much. I am forever in your debt. Leafs and Sabres. Here are the lines. I'll read the Sabres first because that's called the tease, kids. Line 1, Zemgus Girgensons, Cody Eakin, first line center, and Kyle Okposo, Jeff Skinner, Tage Thompson, Rasmus Asplund, Anders Bjork, Arttu Ruotsalainen, and John Hayden, with Drake Caggiula, Dylan Cousins, and Vinny Hinostroza. Now, you might be saying, I don't know a lot of those guys, and that's fine. The Sabres record is actually pretty decent, so there are no easy games in the National Hockey League. Rasmus Dahlin, who's struggled, he's been in a Dang It video or two. Mark Pysyk, Jacob Bryson, Colin Miller, Will Butcher, who the Sabres got from the Devils in the offseason with Robert Hagg, and former Leaf legend Aaron Dell starting in nets. He was a Leaf for like a blue and white game, and then he got claimed off waivers by the Devils, and now he is on the Buffalo Sabres, I believe making his season debut. So he, who was the Leafs' 3rd goalie last offseason, is going to be taking on the Leafs' 5th goalie from last offseason, Joseph Woll, who is making his NHL debut in net for the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. And Sheldon Keefe has the line blender out in front of him. Andre Kasha getting the bump to the top line. I've seen different reports. It looks like Kasha is going to play the left wing, which I think this is his first game this season on the left for the Leafs. Kasha on the left of Matthews and Nylander. Kasha's been really good recently, and he was on the ice, not just on the ice, he tipped in the goal that got the Leafs on the board last game. Nick Ritchie getting the bump back up with John Tavares and Mitch Marner. He's actually been pretty good the last couple games. Engvall with Kampf and Kerfoot. Kerfoot playing the right wing by the looks of it. I don't hate that line, but I don't really like Kerfoot on the third. And then Michael Bunting getting a bump down, but he gets to play a really annoying energy role on the fourth line with Kirill Semyonov playing just his second game of the season with Jason Spezza on the right. Wayne Simmons getting the night off. Speaking of night off, Travis Dermott is back in the lineup. Rasmus Sandin getting the night off. Riley Brody, Muzzin Hall. So we're back to that top four from the beginning of the season with Dermott, Liljegren. Once again, it should say something about how well Timothy Liljegren has played that Rasmus Sandin is coming out of the lineup and not him. And, of course, Joseph Woll, a former, I believe, third-round pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs, is making his NHL debut tonight. He looked promising coming out of university. COVID kind of screwed up his development a little bit, and the Marlies were pretty bad. So his numbers down in the AHL are not stellar, but he's got a very James Reimer-esque attitude and demeanor. He's a nice boy, and I'm rooting for him. And for any of you who are like, oh, Aaron Dell is going to get shelled tonight, or Joseph Woll is going to get shelled tonight, I'm just going to let you know that Zach Fucale, who I believe is 26, just got a shutout in his NHL debut. So you never know. The first goalie to get a shutout in his NHL debut since Garrett Sparks of the Toronto Maple Leafs, by the way. Questions from the chat before puck drop. Oh, and we have Brad Rempel, country music star. Brad Rempel joining us for the second period. Questions. Doug, is Jason Spezza a Hall of Famer? Oh, boy. That is a very good question. So, we go to his numbers. He's sitting at 975 points in 1,192 games. So he's got a few milestones that he might crack this season. He's going to crack 1,200 games. He's probably going to crack 1,000 points. Now, 1,000 points is not like 3,000 hits in baseball. It doesn't guarantee you a spot in the Hall of Fame. He doesn't really have, well, he doesn't have any individual hardware at the NHL level. You got the Les Cunningham Award and the John B. Sullenberger Trophy for his lockout season in 2004-05 in the AHL, but that's not the NHL. Doesn't have the individual trophy, hasn't won a Stanley Cup. I love Jason Spezza dearly. I'm not sure how you justify that. I'm really not. Who could be a comparable? I'm trying to think of guys who didn't win very much, who didn't win a cup, didn't get a ton of individual hardware. Like I'm looking at Paul Kariya, for example, a guy who injuries shortened his career, 989 games, 989 points, which is wild. You got the Lady Bing a couple times. That doesn't exactly get you in the Hall of Fame, but to me, he's a Hall of Famer. He's one of those. There are a few players throughout NHL history where you can look at and go, yes, they had a very shortened career, but Peter Forsberg, you don't have to shoehorn it, but we were robbed of him. Pavel Bure did not play very much. We were robbed of him. Eric Lindros did get some individual hardware, but didn't have the team success. And we were robbed of him. Is Spezza a Hall of Famer? Not yet. Not yet. He'd have to play for quite a while, and then he might sneak into the conversation, but that's asking a lot. As Jason York once said on ice surfing, and it wasn't a popular opinion, it's not the Hockey Hall of very good. Matt, thoughts on Kasha being on line one? I like it because it's great that the Leafs' big guns are scoring, but other guys need to score too. So I think you can look at the Leafs mix of guys that they've had so far this season, and certainly over the last few games. I think they've won 6 of 7, so they must be doing something right. But I think we can agree, watching some of their games, that it's not all quite working. And I think Kasha he's too good of an offensive player to be playing with David Kampf. No offense to David Kampf. Like, he's doing his job. Kampf is not there to score goals, but he is there to shut down. And while Kasha was effective at it, I think in a top 6 role, he could be more effective. And I think the Leafs are also identifying with Nick Ritchie. They kind of got to get him going. And when Marner got his cookies at the beginning of the season with a little assist, he just caught fire, right? And just could not stop racking up the points. So maybe with Ritchie's really nice assist on a Nylander goal the other night, maybe they're hoping that sparks him. He's going to be playing with Tavares, who's red hot. Going to be playing with, and the Leafs won without Tavares the other night, by the way. Tavares, who's red hot. Marner, who's red hot. Hopefully it gets Ritchie going, and hopefully Kasha keeps going with Matthews and Nylander. And I'm very interested to see what we get out of this third line. I do like Semyonov. I like the idea of bunting on the fourth line. I'm very curious to see how Semyonov does. I'd be interested to see a bunting Spezza Simmons fourth line one day. Yeah, there's a lot of Steve explain these lines. Hogdale, are Sabres fans called Buffa Bros? If not, then why? They're not, because it's terrible. That's a terrible name, man. Here we go, Joseph Woll, number 60. He's borrowing the number from Carlton the Bear. That's true, by the way. Taking on Leaf legend Aaron Dell, who honestly, like, look at that career. He's played over 100 games. He's got a over 900 save percentage. He had a couple genuinely terrible seasons with the San Jose Sharks, but except for being goalie for a team that can't defend or goaltend for a while, he actually hasn't had a bad career. So I'm noticing off that opening face-off that it was Nylander on the left and Kasha on the right. So we'll see if that maintains for the rest of the night. I saw 4 different reporters tweet the lines, and 2 of them had Kasha on the right, Nylander on the left, and 2 had the opposite. Let's go, Wool. Oi, there's a big save! Okay. This is a great, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Okay. So the feedback I've been getting for these streams is, Steve, you're calmer than I would have thought. And I think if that first save is any indication, that will not be the case tonight. Uh-oh. Oh, Joseph Woll, a little too busy, a little too early. This goaltending on both sides is making me nervous as hell. There you go, Joe. There you go, Joe. His first couple NHL saves. Love it. Almost a bit of a break there. This is going to be sloppy, man. This is going to be really sloppy, this whole game. Both teams on the second half of a back-to-back. Both teams going to be playing nervous because of their goalies, but both teams are probably going to be cheating because they're aware of the other goalie statistics. I mean, to be honest, I would imagine... There you go. If you're a goaltender, play the puck, I always say. I mean, the Sabres have the advantage in net tonight. No matter what you think of Aaron Dell, he's got a lot more experience than Joseph Woll. This is our night vision replay. There you go. I don't know what that was. Reminder, by the way, if this is your first one, I cannot hear the broadcast. You can. So I'm going to be doing a lot of guessing. And if I'm right, congratulate me, because I'm smart. Face off won by the Sabres. Here's Will Butcher back at the line, just played it into the corner, and the ricochet is sent back to Hag, who sends it. Yeah, big time nervous energy in this one, and we got a fully caffeinated coffee, which is a rarity these days, especially at night. But like I said, I was at a hockey tournament yesterday. and was very tired. I only played one game. It was the only game my team lost. Isn't that weird? Because I aggravated my back last week, and I'm fine. I just didn't want to overdo it. Oh! You see what I mean by... What? What? I was about to say, you see what I mean by taking Kasha off of Kemp's line. He just scored. The Sabres must have scored on their own net there. Oh, Drew, mark that down. Producer Drew on this broadcast. Okay, Engvall keeps it in. I think that's Kerfoot in there. Gets it to Kemp. Oh, I think Hayden... Did Hayden tuck it? So here he comes. Kick. Kemp swats at it. Oh, Dell does not see it at all. It just slides at the speed of smell. He doesn't see it in it. I don't know if that's dang it or it's just a bad goal. What a third line goal. Kemp, you beauty. I'll never doubt you again. That's hilarious. First shot of the game. No way. It's probably too late now, but take the over. It's probably too late, but take the over, man. That's hilarious. Since we did our last broadcast or stream, I went to the Leafs-Kings game with producer Drew. Before the game even began, he's like, Steve, who am I putting money on to score first? And Trevor Moore said before the game even began that he has money on the board. And I go, mark it down, Trevor Moore, he's scoring. He didn't have a point heading into the game. Forget didn't have a goal, he didn't have a point. Drew puts $5 on him. He scores first. Drew wins $130. I let him buy me popcorn and water. I had beer earlier. I hear you judging me through the comments. I don't even have to read them. I just know. Well, this game is a torrid pace so far. I'll get to your questions in a minute. Or several. Kasha falls down a lot. He's got a little bit of the Grabowski, Soshnikov about him. And I loved both those guys, so I have a feeling I'm going to love Kasha more and more. Oh, where is it? How excited are Sabres fans to have Leaf fans back in the building, am I right? God, Matthews. Oh, my God. Past few games, he's done an unbelievable job of finding himself space. That wasn't the greatest pass there, but just what a play on the sixth zone entry. Oh, this could be something. Richie turning on the Jets. Doesn't really have... Oh, never mind. Throwing it to the net is never a bad idea with Tavares on the ice. No! Oh. For anyone upset that Rasmus Sandin is not in the lineup... Oh, never mind. For anyone upset that Sandin is not in the lineup, I've always been an advocate of the Leafs using their extra guys on the second half of back-to-backs. It was something Babcock never did. And frankly, it's something that Sheldon Keefe very rarely does. Except for goalies, obviously. Oh! Liljegren got rocked there. I don't know if that's a board, but it didn't look like it tickled, that's for sure. He's still going. Bit of an errant pass from Engvall. Man, oh! So, you get to draft an alumni at the Eric Lindros Celebrity Hockey Classic, that tournament that I was part of. And my team demanded, another stop by Wolf, my team demanded that we draft Wendell Clark. So we did. So Wendell Clark played with us. And Leafs up 1-0, 6 minutes in. Wendell Clark played with us for all 3 games, and he was just telling stories all day. It was awesome. I feel like I learned more from listening to him talk about hockey for 10 minutes than I have in watching hockey in the last 5 years, at very least. I'll probably talk about this on the podcast on Monday, but he was talking about Wayne Gretzky and what makes him great. And because you always hear the stories like so-and-so had more skill than Gretzky and so-and-so was bigger than Gretzky. You hear the story with like Lindros and how he was thought of coming out of junior, and Mario Lemieux, who, let's be frank, was more physically gifted than Wayne Gretzky. He was much bigger and had a lot of the same skill. Played a lot of his career in an era where no one really scored. You know what I mean? Gretzky got all the 80s, all of it. Lemieux did too, or he got half of it, but he got a lot of dead puck era with, guys basically doing a Santa Claus impression, hooking onto him with their sticks and pretending he was a reindeer and still scoring. But what Wendell Clark was talking about is Gretzky thought the game like no one else. And you've probably heard that before. It's not exactly groundbreaking, but the way he put it really put into perspective how quickly he processed information. Because he would do a drop pass, and you'd be like, why did you think to do a drop pass there? And it's because, that's really cool. Joseph Wool's parents. Why would you think to do a drop pass there? And it's because he would be able to see there were 9 players, and he could drop it because he knows number 10 must be right behind him. So there are so many players where you see them, they're tall, they're fast, they're skilled, but they cannot do the things that the stars do. Not Gretzky specifically, but the stars. And it's just because even, like, despite their physical talents, they do not process information at the rate that the elite players do. Are there players in the league more talented than Sidney Crosby? Yeah, probably. Like over the last 15 years, like over Crosby's entire career, yeah, probably. Faster, stronger. I don't know about better hands. Better shot, maybe. But he processes information in a way that you just can't teach. And I was wondering that about, like, Gretzky as a head coach. Because you notice a lot of the most effective coaches, didn't exactly have the most illustrious careers. Yes, there's Patrick Waugh, although that was short-lived, but he was also a goalie. But, imagine Wayne Gretzky trying to explain to the, 2007 Arizona Coyotes, hey, listen, simply play like I did. Whoa! Wool's looking pretty comfortable.
Jake Muzzin's on it. Plus player last night paired with Justin Hall as Hinostroza moves back in. And that's off the blocker wall.
That was good.
Semyonov taps it out and heads up ice along.
Listen, it's his first NHL game. We're grading on a curve here. Every time he even clears the puck properly, I'm gonna be like, "Get him, boy, Joe!"
NHL debut in Philadelphia on Wednesday. Skinner ahead.
This comment's already out of date. Brahma Bull. Sabres shutout tonight. Whoops. Roger, why isn't Campbell playing? Because the Leafs have won 6 of 7. It's the second half of a back-to-back, and I don't care if Peter Mrazek is out. Jack Campbell cannot play 60 games this season. It's not smart.
And that ends up being your game-winning goal. It's one of those moments of growth for a young player in a difficult matchup, and Don Granato really happy with his development.
And the Leafs, they got to do some evaluation here. I think they're doing that early in the season. I think they're, oh boy. Here you go. That's a bit disrespectful. That's a low percentage shot right there on Joseph Wool. That's disrespectful.
from last year.
Oh, Willie.
Nylander, who's been running hot.
Oh,
Taken away there.
oh, Austin.
To the line as Matthews in support of Nylander.
Oh, Austin.
Now Matthews.
How is this puck still alive? It's not.
Again. Bryson was out there along with Cousins in the head-to-head battle against Connor McDavid last night.
Season high 23-19 for Bryson.
Boy,
and
Joe.
saw an example there. Didn't panic.
Oh.
He had both Matthews and
Evan says, when is Hat Guy LFR coming? So I said, if you guys help me raise $50,000, I'll let Hat Guy, who if you watch my LFR videos, you know who he is. I'll let him do an entire LFR video. I haven't decided. I'm going to keep my promise. I'm not going to screw you out of an all Hat Guy LFR. I'm just not sure when I'm going to do it. Could come tonight. Could come next week. You'll know. Whoa! Oh! Because they missed the net there, I think the Leafs are still at one shot. Oh, oh. We're getting a penalty. Was it Tavares? I did see a hook. I wasn't sure who it was. Brody? Not good when a penalty killer goes to the box. Oh, I was wondering what happened there. Errant pass from Kasha. Yeah, like I know it's Jeff Skinner. And it did not miss by very much. But that's a low percentage shot. Yeah, that's about the right call.
Takes the two.
This power play brought to you by Stellara. Ask your doctor if Stellara is
Steve, Matt says, how's your fantasy team doing? Garbage. They're terrible.
On opening night against Montreal. 2 for their last 15.
I thought goalies would be the way. They're not. Leafs on the penalty kill here. Halfway through the first period, they only got one shot. I'd be more concerned if they weren't winning. You could look at it as the Leafs only have one shot, or you could look at it as the Sabres don't have a save. Take your choice. Oh, Mitch almost had a breakaway there. Oh! Muzzin's been jumping up a lot more recently, I've noticed. This is a good kill so far.
You can tell when a unit's in sync. When you're going to pressure, everybody has to pressure together.
Man, this is a really good kill. Oh, I didn't like that very much. Is that a knee? Kasha looking uncomfortable.
You know, special teams become such an integral part of success in the last 8 games, especially. This
oh, he's almost gone there.
One goal against in the last 6, 93.8, and there's one thing you want to keep the power play is in their own zone. And here, Chris, a minute 7 left and another.
It's actually probably a smart play by Kampf to not shoot it there. Kind of keeps it alive. Kasha taking a face off. And he loses. From Steve, is Dahlin a bust? Well, I'm sure he's about to score because you asked that question. Thank you very much. No. Dude, he plays for... I mean, this year they've been surprisingly decent, but they're a genuinely terrible team. And have been. And I think being on a terrible team can make you terrible. And I think that's doubly true for defenders.
That tells you something, doesn't it?
That's one that's hard to erase, isn't it?
Like Rasmus Ristolainen, that's a talented player. He's a really talented player. His numbers are consistently horrible analytically. From 26 to tied for second. Jeez, look at these special teams.
Month over month, and the PK has
you go Leafs.
Well. Yeah, you know, you can get away
analytically horrible, but like he's been on the Sabres his whole career. I know it's not going much better for him on Philly just yet. But you can't tell me being on a piece of crap team for your entire career doesn't hurt you a little bit. I remember the hype surrounding Dahlin. He was can't miss. You want to talk about #1 draft picks that looked like an enormous mistake early in their career? Marc-Andre Fleury. Because they threw him to the Wolves. He was an 18, 19-year-old goalie on a genuinely horrible, not even trying hockey club. And he grew out of it, didn't he? Oh, here are the Leafs. They killed the penalty. Dell with a big save.
Timothy Liljegren looks for his first National Hockey League goal. Leafs scored first tonight.
Gabby, help me name my puppy.
Tonight on Hockey Night.
How about this, Gabby? I'm going to throw this out there. Do you believe in destiny? You could name your puppy after the next Leaf to score a goal. Or you can name your puppy whatever the hell you want. Make it something that means something to you. Example. My dog is named Iggy. He's a golden retriever. And I was at the Golden Goal game in Vancouver. And when Crosby scored the golden goal, what did he shout? Iggy. Because of Hockey Hall of Famer Jerome McGinley, who was my favorite non-Leaf ever, I think. What else we got? Alexis, who's your second favorite team? The Marlies. I'm kidding. The Generals. Oshawa Generals. Richard, is it for Movember or did Matthews just start a mustache trend on the team? Well, okay, so Willie had one on Media Day. Kasha's the only guy. Oh, yeah, but Brody's got one too. Now you got me wondering. Kasha's is huge. He's one of those dudes who you don't really realize he has a huge mustache because it's blonde, but it's huge. You know who was like that? Let me throw it back for you Leaf fans. Joey Crab.
That last night and are here again tonight. A family affair.
Astro Boy, what do you expect out of Willie tonight? I think I might have already asked that. Whoa, a goal is what I expect. Nope, maybe an assist. I mean, geez, over the past week or two, possibly this season, you could argue he's been the Leafs' best forward, or at least most consistent. Even when they weren't doing very well at the beginning of the season, he was pretty good. Willie, pick up the guy. Okay.
Everybody that he almost didn't play at all last year, and it took a while to get up to speed. But has been impressive of late. And it's elevated.
Jonathan. Right now, which Leafs make Team Canada? I'm hoping for 3, but honestly, it's probably just Marner, right? 3? I'm trying to think of who you're thinking of. Oh, are you thinking Tavares? I'm sure Tavares is on the long list. I can see him in like a depth role on Team Canada. Marner seems like the most likely. Producer Drew was saying sounds like Marner and McKinnon will play together, which is despicable. Oh, here we go. Oh, is that a stop or a post? Real close there for Richie. Goodness, he's been sniffing lately.
One of the block shot leaders in the league. With 32, he had 6 opening night against Montreal to make an early.
And I guess the other guy would be Riley, who I do believe has a pretty legit shot at a spot on the team. The other consideration is I don't know what they have at the Olympic facilities in China, but I think it's the big ice, and I wonder how that affects your decision making. Because you're not just picking the players who you think are the best. You think, oh, here's Richie. Oh, I think it was stopped there by Dell. What a stop. Holy cow, this guy. 23 shots in 15 games, no goals. That's got to change. Poor guy. Honestly, if he has 2 right now, I think fans get off his back.
In the Toronto zone. So just under 6 minutes.
They'll come.
David Camp, the goal scorer on Hockey Night in Canada.
Joseph Woll, looking pretty good so far. 14 minutes into his NHL career. 1-0 Toronto Maple Leafs on this Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Send them the link. Good gosh darn. Eric, is Hall being showcased for a trade? Why else would he be in over Sandin? Don't overthink that. Don't overthink that. I understand if you think Sandin is better than Hall, and that's fair enough. There's plenty to base that in. But I do think the Leafs genuinely want to see a bunch of mixes of this team because I do think they're contemplating a move. Now, I don't think there's a need to showcase Justin Hall on account of, like, you showcase guys who you've had in, like, the minors or whatever, or who have been injured for a long time. Justin Hall is playing in his 146th NHL game. Last year he played 55, all of them with Jake Muzzin, basically. This is his 10th game of the season. Like, sorry. I think guys know who Justin Hall is. I honestly just think they want to take a bunch of different looks. And also, you know, you never know when a player is less than 100% and they're just not telling you. You know what I mean? Who knows? Sandin could be banged up and they don't want to bother saying he's day-to-day. You never know. You never know. I mean, Dermott was top pair with Riley, and then he was a healthy scratch, and no one batted an eye at that. To me, it's not Sandin versus Hall. I think it's, again, it's a testament to how good Liljegren's been. That he got into the lineup and basically hasn't left. Oh, Sabres. Joseph Woll, save number 7 of his NHL career. Apple Silver, Steve, how much should the cap rise or lower with the extra costs added by the pandemic? Oh boy. Let me tell you something. I did not take math in grade 12. I think you're asking the wrong guy. I'd like to see the cap go up because I cheer for a cap team. I mean, let's be honest. Also, the salary cap is there to save teams money. And you could argue that it's never been more important to the league because of the pandemic. Here's the problem, though. Teams just scam the salary cap. And so many teams are in LTIR right now. We go, whoa! There's the first one. Jeff Skinner scores the first goal against Joseph Woll of his NHL career. That was off a weird bounce. I don't know if that was intentional or not. The puck goes wide and basically lands right on Jeff Skinner's stick. And Woll does not pick it up in time. Oh man, that was almost a really good save. That's a lot of net. Yeah, that's a lot of net, man. Poor Wolzer.
Just 10 last year after signing a big contract following a 40-goal campaign.
Oh no, oh no, oh no! Don't make me put you in Dangles. Don't! Okay, good. If you're a goaltender, tend the goal! Visit shopsportsnet.store for your Dangetson hat picks merchandise. And if you're a goaltender, tend the goal shirt. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, teams just scam the salary cap. And like the fact that there's no I think the Leafs are getting another penalty here. The fact there's no taxi squad this year is stupid. The Sens are missing 8 guys right now because of COVID. Engvall's getting it. Oh, I mean, he grabs the stick. That should be 2-2. That's shameful. Boo. That's trash. Anyway, I don't remember who I was listening to, but they talked about, good save by Woll, they talked about taking a look at things on a case-by-case basis. And because the Ottawa Senators are not near the cap at all, they're not considering like a taxi squad or cap relief or anything. And to that I would say, what kind of goofy garbage is that? Why does that matter? You're going to have a tiered system? And also, like, so what? They're just going to be garbage? I saved myself. What if I want to pay to see an Ottawa Senators game and none of the Ottawa Senators are there? I got to pay full price for that? I don't understand why they don't get a taxi squad. So you're telling me if two teams over the cap were playing against each other, both of them were missing 9 guys, they'd make an exception for them? That's stupid. These protocols are in place for a reason, trying to keep everyone safe. And you're going to punish teams for that? I don't understand it. I think it's silly. Greg Kirby, who's the best goalie of all time? Oh boy, I go back and forth. To me, it's 1-2, and neither of them are Martin Brodeur. Oh boy, controversy. If we're going individual hardware, we're going Hasek. If we're going full resume, we're going Waugh. Waugh had more championships. He had at least 1 Conn Smythe. Maybe 2. I can't remember. But Hasek won, I want to say it was 6 straight Vezinas. Whoa! Good block. And what's amazing is he should have had more. Because in the middle of Hasek's mid-90s dominance, there was a goalie named Jim Carrey. Yes, like the actor. They called him the Net Detective and also the Mask. He won I think it was the Calder and the Vezina in the same year. And even though his record was immaculate, his numbers were garbage. And if you look at Hasek's numbers compared to his, he was robbed. But no goalie was better individually for a period of time than Dominik Hasek. Dominik Hasek might have had the best span of a career, like a 6 or 7 year span of a career, than any goalie ever. But if we're talking about full career, full resume, full everything, boy, really hard not to give it to Patrick Waugh. He was garbage with the Avalanche, though. Am I right, Drew? What did he ever do for them? Mitch, Haggai LFR should be the rematch versus the Penguins. You know what? That is a really good idea. That's a You've made me think. Unless the Leafs are in a weird line change, they got a juiced line out there after the penalty kill of Nylander, Tavares, Matthews. That is often their post penalty kill line, because Marner's out there killing penalties, but none of these 3 are. By the way, that Willie on the penalty kill experiment didn't last very long, eh? OWL. You go to Hogwarts? Joey Crabb once scored the game-winning shorthanded goal in this arena. Did he? That's a big block by Brody. Also, man, both these teams were so bad for a while. Holy. That would have been around the McEichel tank. Okay, now that the game's tied, I'm looking at the shots 13-5, and I'm getting worried. Thought the Leafs were close to taking another one. Okay, so I read a couple years ago that when you push a player offside intentionally, it is supposed to be a penalty. And I have literally never seen it called ever once. Like, okay, the Leafs went offside there. I haven't seen the replay, so let's pretend the guy was holding bunting offside, but the ref doesn't want to call a penalty. Why can't the face-off be in the offensive zone? Just to reflect that. Sit down! Hate when guys do that.
Leafs 5-1 in November, 5-1 against.
I'm on TV. Shut up.
Opponents. Bunting tried to one-hand that.
Sit down.
Semyon up to the front of the net, knocked away.
You too. Every Matthews jersey in the building, sit down. Except for Austin. Oh, no. Good block. Well, Leafs not exactly making it the why. Why, Mike? Leafs not exactly making it the easiest debut for Joseph Woll, but yeah, I gotta tell you, he's standing pretty tall. Generally speaking, he didn't look great on the goal he allowed, but... Boy, there are a lot of empty seats in Buffalo. The numbers have not bounced back. Got 20 seconds, less than 20 seconds now.
In there as they jam in front of the penalty box and comes loose for Gergensons. Dying seconds of the period. Hall will play it to Muzzin. That's going to do it. 13.
And there it is.
The shots on goal.
The end of the first period. Shots 13-5 officially so far for the Buffalo Sabres. Not good, but two weird goals. A goal from David Kampf and a goal from Jeff Skinner have this thing tied 1-1 after one. Here on Hockey Night in Canada, delete, on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. We're going to take a few more of your questions, and then we are going to go to some Intermission Entertainment before bringing on country music star Brad Rempel. Terrence. Is Philip not here? Terrence, do you have and dream trade targets for this Leafs team? Steve, what are some trades you would like to see? Great question, Terrence. Okay. Morgan Riley gets hurt. What do the Leafs do? Uh-oh. Okay, well, that's not good. Well, Rasmus Sandin can do a lot of the things that Morgan Riley does. He could probably fill in for him, and the Leafs might be okay. All right. TJ Brody gets hurt. What do the Leafs do? Well, it's not ideal, but again, Sandin, Dermott could certainly fill in there. We've seen him do it. Muzzin gets hurt. What do the Leafs do? The answer is be bad at hockey because they don't have a replacement for Jake Muzzin. I'm not saying Jake Muzzin is the best defenseman on the Leafs. I am saying he's the least replaceable. So I would like the Leafs to get some meat back there. Meat. A defenseman with size who's not big for nothing. Bless Justin Hall. I'm not calling him a bad player, but I've asked about him in trade rumors, and one of the things people bring up in terms of his appeal is he's big. So what? Does he use it? Zach Bogosian used it. The Leafs could use a Zach Bogosian type. The Leafs get a little bigger back there, just a little meatier, a little nastier. They're going to be that much harder to contend with. So that's not a specific name, I know, but I would like to see that. Oh, it should, Terrence, it should say, do you have any dream trade targets? There was a typo. I'm sorry. I don't know how to read. Jeff, do the Leafs even need this game, Steve? Yeah, they do. They do. You got to look at every game like it's precious. Come on. Come on. And Matthew, if the Leafs won the cup, who does Tavares hand the cup to first? Ooh. Extremely good question. I think it probably goes Tavares, to Spezza to either Simmons or Riley. Then probably the core guys, Matthews and Marner and all of them. But the local guys and older guys like Spezza and then Simmons, I think are in the mix to get it like in the top 3. Then you go to the 10-year guys with the Leafs like Morgan Riley. Good order, Steve. I did a great job. All right, we're going to take a quick break. First, we got some intermission entertainment for you. What do we got? I wrote this down like a good boy. Ooh, we have trick shots with Zach Bell, Colby Armstrong, and the Big E, Eric Lindros, not the WWE champion. Zach Bell, Colby Armstrong, and Eric Lindros doing trick shots at Scotiabank Pond. They can do a lot of things that I can't do. We'll be back with Brad Rempel here on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends, and enjoy.
Yep.
Bounce again.
Really good. Oh my God! Oh, we're going viral! Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Colby Armstrong, and I am joined by 2 special guests. Zach Bell, trick shot guy, internet famous, blowing our minds. And no introduction needed for the Big E, Eric Lindros, the Legion of Doom, Hall of Famer, everything. And I saw your eyes light up when you got here, obviously knowing what we're getting.
I've watched Mr. Bell. Honestly, I have no idea why I'm here. I'm just watching him play with the puck, and it's quite intimidating. It's amazing what you're able to accomplish with sticking a puck.
Thank you. We'll get your hands dialed in.
Oh, you got a long way. We don't have all month, right?
Yeah.
Or a year or a decade. But,
well, the thing is I want you to give us like a quick beginner's tutorial for old guys like us that didn't probably do this a whole lot, and he's like reinvented all these cool trick shots. So
I saw your hands. We were working on this earlier, but we actually probably should have a few pucks, eh?
Okay.
Do we have any pucks, guys?
if you taped your stick before 1982, you could probably pick the puck up, but you got an old tape job on that unit.
You know what?
Nothing on the toe either, eh?
So what are you going to show us as a beginner thing to start?
Well, I want to establish some baselines for us here,
Okay.
okay? So I want to see you pick the puck up. Have you ever done that? All right, go back towards the back of the puck a bit.
At the back of the
Right
puck?
there, flex.
Yeah.
Circle, half circle. Right there.
Almost.
He forgot to
But come up slower and just
He
keep your
forgot
blade
to curl
flat.
the wrists. He forgot to snap back curl release.
Snap back curl release.
So back of the puck?
Back of the puck, flex, small C, pick up, right there.
Small
Boom.
C for the biggie.
That took you 2 minutes,
Honestly,
eh?
I've never done that before.
2 minutes.
I would say I'm a little more advanced. Anyone can learn.
Anyway, just like that.
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Look at that.
Nice and smooth.
Watch that.
That's refined. Yeah, yeah.
He's good.
We're basically gonna piece this move together. You're gonna pick the puck up, just scoop it up, and then you're just gonna do a few juggles and see what you can do with the puck there.
Okay, Eric,
No, you're first.
I'm going.
There it is.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. It's a little shaky, eh? Think you can do her?
Honestly.
Right there.
There it is. Come on, big guy. Oh, it's bad lighting. It's bad lighting.
Got too many
I don't think it's the
cameras.
There he goes, 2 in a row. Come on, come on, come on.
Oh. Big
Hey,
save.
what's the secret on catching it like that? Because we see a lot of guys in warm-ups, like a lot of guys goofing around in warmies.
It's the puck flip. You're watching that puck rotate, and you're just timing where to put your blade as it comes down. So I'm basically just cradling that puck when it's flat, and then I got to make sure my stick stays flat so the puck doesn't slide off.
You know what's cool though? Like if you break this down even further, watch his legs. Watch his, like when you talk about doing anything, his power stance doesn't change.
No.
His legs are the strength and kind of the foundation for what allows him to do absolutely everything else.
Yeah. Well, like a lot of kids, hey, they're all gangly. They're just getting used to their bodies.
Right.
So you're right. I think
It's narrowing down that body movement. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna start with the puck like this for you.
Good. Oh, yeah, good idea.
All right. You're gonna just grab the puck just like this in one motion with your forehand. Yeah. Feel that puck. Yeah. And then you'll just cradle it. So it's very slow. You'll feel the puck.
I want to see this.
So I'm going back.
Over.
You're just feeling it and you're rolling your wrists over.
Oh, I'm not going to do this.
That works. Just bury the puck when you're in front of the net. Don't fool around with it. That works a lot better. All right, so next we're doing the Yurko. So we're going to be throwing the sticks around. Essentially, that's the move. Oh, strike one.
So let me ask you, like, how long does it take for you to feel totally comfortable that it's like a perfect toss with the flip?
Two times, 2 or 3?
Like when you first started though, like so there's kids at home, like after 2, quick, go inside, chuck on an iPad?
But that...
Okay, I'm gonna try one.
All right, heads up. I'm getting protected here.
Yeah, get protected.
All right, you're up.
You actually almost had it earlier, eh? Oh! First try too?
That's good.
That was crazy. It's half the battle right there. There it is. Yo!
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
That's good.
It doesn't get any closer than that.
That is crazy how you do it off the ice.
I have no tutorials on that move. We just started doing this move like a week ago. Really? I still don't have any tutorials on it. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Oh, bounce again.
Really? Oh, my God! Oh, we're going viral! All right, Zach, you gave Eric and I the basics. You got us started. But I want you to really blow our minds and their minds with something like you would do in your driveway, like we see on your videos. Let's freestyle something.
Perfect. All right. Well, we'll see what we can do here.
All right, go.
All right. We'll start with that simple Yurko.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I was nervous for you there for a second.
Thank you. Gonna go around the back. Up, spin.
Oh, bounce. You meant to do that. Here, let me see that stick. It's like a magician. It's like a magician.
Is that hot? Is that hot?
Let me check. There's no sticky stuff on here. I don't know how the heck you do it.
That's great.
Zach Bell with the freestyle and Eric.
Wow, that's nice.
This one.
Isn't hockey fun?
Oh, it's the best.
It's the best game in the world, right? It's the best game in the world. Awesome. Good stuff.
All right, did a few things there, guys. Had a bunch of fun. Thanks for having me out.
Yeah,
thanks for being here. Thanks for the lessons.
Oh, anytime, anytime. We got your base down now, eh? It looks good. It looks good.
Amazing.
Mind's blown with Zach. Unbelievable tricks. Check him out on all platforms. And Eric, what can we see from you coming up?
11th, 12th, we have our Easter Seals event. So we have a nice hockey tournament out in Whitby, and it'd be great if get a little love and some sponsorship and whatnot, and go help the kids. So yeah, 11th to 12th.
Awesome. Congrats on all the work you're doing. The Hall of Famer, Eric Lindros and Zach Bell.
Signing off.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Brad Rempel, Claude Giroux, how the heck did you become good friends?
I think the first time we met was actually in Toronto at a festival.
When you're a country singer from Canada, the only reason you really get up on stage is hope that you get to meet hockey players backstage. I think Claude had some pretty sick background vocals, if I remember correctly, that night.
Can you carry a tune, Claude? I mean, are you musically inclined at all?
No, that's not my jam. I'm very good at listening. That's pretty much it.
Well, isn't that often the way they say, you know, professional athletes secretly all want to be musicians, and musicians all secretly wish that they were professional athletes? Is that the case here? Do you guys kind of live vicariously through each other too?
I'd say so. I mean, I'd love to be in a band and be able to have the voice of an angel, but that's just not the case. So I had to stick with hockey, and obviously he's the singer, I'm the hockey player, and we're not pretending here.
I did pretend for a few years, and one day I let in 21 goals against Jordan Tutu, and I think it was the 20th or 21st goal that kind of convinced me to give up being a professional goalie. I know when we did a show in Philly, he's pretty good at impersonating a lead singer, because a fan came up to us and said, "Hey, you guys are High Valley, right?" And I pointed to Claude and said, "Yeah, he's the lead singer." And Claude took a picture with him, and he said all the right stuff. He named the right singles. I can't remember, but you pulled it off pretty smooth.
Wednesday night hockey game. It's the Flyers and the Maple Leafs playing each other. Brad, what do the Flyers need to do to make a big difference?
Well, you know, I've paid a lot of attention to the pregame rituals that the Flyers have, and I've heard through some pretty reputable sources that Claude Giroux's been having some croutons on his pregame pizza, and I think if you can just lose that extra carb there, maybe stick to some lean ground beef or something, that'll probably be what puts him over the edge.
Good scoop. Good scoop.
Is there a story there that you want to share with us?
Well, in Philly, we ended up going to a pizza place, and there was croutons as an option, and I put croutons on there, and he was kind of mind blown about it.
Can I tell my side of the story?
Please
or do. We
do.
Just have to
You
go
have
with,
the floor.
Okay. I'm thinking this guy's the captain of the Flyers, probably going to go to whatever the coolest place in the city, maybe, you know. But we go to a pretty run-of-the-mill pizza place, and they say you can choose your toppings. Here's this guy that could, you know, probably afford whatever kind of pizza he wanted, but he's so thrilled by the fact that they can put croutons on the pizza. And I remember thinking, that's pretty cool.
Well, we all know hockey players can be so superstitious. I'm wondering, Claude, do you have a pre-game routine that you always follow? And Brad, do you have a pre-show routine that you follow?
I keep it pretty light during before going to play. I play some basketball, play some soccer, kind of move around, but I'm pretty boring when it comes to that.
Brad?
I usually work out before because Claude knows I like to wear those really tight shirts to show my biceps, so I got to make sure we don't disappoint anybody during the show.
Which NHL player do you think would make a great country music performer?
I have to go with experience or someone I know, and I think for me it would probably be Jake Voracek. He's just a great entertainer. He would definitely get the crowd going, and he's got a surprisingly great voice.
Brad, any thoughts?
Braden Holtby, when we were down there in Tampa for that All-Star game, I was told by a few guys that he was a guitar player, so they introduced me to him, and he was definitely a guitar player, but just because this will make Claude happy, I'd have to say that Crosby would probably be, just because he's such a great entertainer. I think he'd be the best.
Well, guys, it's been great spending some time with you. I don't know, is there any messages you want to give to each other before we say goodbye?
Brad, keep wearing those extra small shirt, and we'll see you on the stage soon.
Dude, they're extra large, man. They're just that tight. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, we'll see you soon, man. And you better eat that pregame meal, man, and go kick some butt.
I got you.
Hey, everybody, it's Steve Dangle here with Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. Here on the Sportsnet YouTube channel, click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Man, our guest for the rest of the second period, 350 million global streams, disgusting. 2 times gold RIAA certified US singles, 5 times platinum music. Don't act like you're embarrassed. 6-time gold Music Canada certified for singles, 2 times gold. Holy smokes. Brad Rempel with all the awards in the entire world. How you doing, man?
Honestly, I'm doing good, but I'm still coming down from like a nervous basket case kind of scenario. Ron McLean just interviewed me, and I'm more, obviously you are like the modern day Ron McLean. I get that, but I'm just saying I was pretty nervous.
Well, now I'm nervous. Thanks for leaving that up to me. So we actually, I'll break down the fourth wall a little bit. We spoke earlier, and you know I was going through your resume and everything, and what you do, and you're like, yeah, that's great, but you were basically like, I know no one wants to talk about music for the entire second period.
Yeah, the way they got me on your show obviously is by the management. Everybody's saying, hey, these guys have a brand new single coming out, can they be on your show? Which is great. Everybody go download every High Valley song in the world. But I know how annoying it is to like tune in and there's somebody doing a car commercial for like 30 minutes about themselves. So I'm here to hang out with you and watch hockey and not tell people about High Valley every 2 seconds.
Exactly. Okay, so Brad Rempel, High Valley, check it out. Okay, we're done. So let's we'll talk about hockey for a little while. And perfect, just in time for the beginning of the second period. It's 1-1.
You've done this before, man. You know the time.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I got a good crew behind me. We got some chat questions that we'll get to. We might wait for a whistle for that because this game's actually been kind of squirrely. I don't know how much of it you've been able to watch so far. You've had a pretty busy night.
Yeah, I was kind of running around down there, but I was there last night. I saw Matthews score an OT last night, which was phenomenal.
Yeah. So I just realized you're able to do something that we've actually never been able to do, because the Hockey Night in Canada studios for the longest time were at the CBC building in downtown Toronto, but now they're in the same building you're in. So the digital studio is in the same building as the Hockey Night studio. So you were able to just go upstairs.
Correct. Yeah. I think I'm on the 3rd floor. I don't know. I've just been following everybody around. I really have no idea where I am. But there's a bunch of Leafs jerseys, Blue Jays, Vancouver Canucks jersey over there. Not sure what that's doing there. But.
So I'm very jealous because the studio you're in right now, the digital studio, was basically my Sportsnet home for the longest time. And I have not been in there since March 11th, 2020, when Rudy Gobert tested positive in the NBA, and basically everything changed. Holy smokes, the shot attempts. The Leafs are getting slightly caved in. Shot attempts 22-8.
Yeah, that's good.
So there were rumors flying around before this game that you were a Flames fan, and I'm told that is entirely incorrect.
No, yeah, absolutely not true. I actually did get a Leafs jersey yesterday, so for all intents and purposes, the main jerseys I've acquired in the last 2 years have been Leafs. So take that with for what it's worth. But I was a Canucks fan growing up. Pavel Bure, number 10. I had the jersey, and I think if he was around right now, he'd be like Ovechkin. He's that kind of player.
Oh, 100%. I understand. So you're only a couple years older than me. 93. Sorry.
Thanks a lot, man.
I mean, Jesus, look at you. I don't think you should complain, dude. But I understand 93 and 94 were tough years for you.
Yeah, I was a Wayne Gretzky Kings fan. I wasn't one of those Wayne Gretzky Oilers fans. I was a Wayne Gretzky Kings fan, but they lost in the Stanley Cup final to the Canadiens, and so I jumped ship and I become a Canucks fan. And literally the next year, the Canucks lose to the Rangers in the finals. So I just got to meet Craig McTavish, and that was the first year I had a TV. Was the year the Canucks lost to the Rangers. So kind of wild.
Okay, now you can't complain about me making you sound old. That was the first year I had a TV. Come on, man.
Dude, that was Mennonite. I grew up Mennonites. Mennonite problems, man. We should have had a TV. It's not like the technology didn't exist.
Right.
To have a TV. We just didn't have one.
I was like, damn, man. Like I thought I had a cell phone like late in school. I was like, what do you mean you just got a TV? Sorry, that threw me off. That's hilarious.
The year before, we rented a black and white TV for the playoffs. Look at that.
Awesome. Yeah, oh man, they got all sorts of stats now.
More minutes mattered. They really do.
Yeah, like that's a lot of information to process in a very short amount of time. So you're like everyone watching, just with 350 million streams and everything. But you grew up a massive hockey fan. So what is it like to grow up a massive hockey fan and then be interviewed by Ron MacLean?
Quite nerve-wracking. I had to cough as soon as he interviewed me, like I do right now. But since it was Ron MacLean, out of respect to his royal Ronness, I didn't want to cough, so I just had this super raspy voice the whole time. Sounded kind of like I'd smoked 4 packs before the interview started, and it was off to a flying start. Brought to you by
water.
Yeah, water.
Yeah, and coughing's so taboo now. Like you can't even do it.
Yeah, exactly. That was another reason. Didn't want to sink the ship. All right.
So we got the Leafs taking on the Sabres right now. It's 1-1. We got the Aaron Dell revenge game for the Buffalo Sabres, and we have Joseph Woll making his NHL debut. You said you bought some Leafs jerseys. Who do you got?
It's just there's no name on the back, just in case.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough.
Just in case Corey Perry gets traded to the Leafs before the end of the season, I want to add that on the back or something. You know what I mean?
Oh boy. Oh boy. You just made a lot of people in the chat mad. And I got to say to the people in the chat who are upset by that, don't act like you wouldn't take Corey Perry on your team.
Yeah. No, I would. I would. I've had him. I've got a great picture of Corey Perry holding a guitar at one of our shows, and he definitely not a singer, I can tell you that, but great hockey player.
So, a lot of hockey players fancy themselves musicians. Have you met one who is good at it?
Yes, Braden Holtby. Braden Holtby. I got to go to the All-Star game in Tampa. Vetchkin may or may not have touched my butt in the dressing room. And Braden Holtby, I got to meet him. Barry Trotz was coach that year and introduced me to him and told me, hey, you got to meet this guy. He plays guitar before every game. He's really a musician. And I've heard that from everybody. He's the real deal.
This isn't exactly a question, but Sonia in the chat says, Brad, can you, now I got a cough. Brad, can you please tell the Leafs to shoot the freaking puck?
All right. You want me to call him or just manifest it right here?
Just manifest it.
All right. I hereby command the Toronto Maple Leafs to shoot the puck. If you wait for a perfect opportunity, it'll never come up. Sometimes you have to create those perfect opportunities.
Last night, I tweeted about the Leafs-Flames game. I go, you know what? As far as 0-0 games go, this is pretty exciting. And then Flames scored within a minute. Unbelievable.
Anytime people say it's a defensive battle, that's just like code word for this game sucks.
I like a goalie duel if it's an actual goalie duel. Like last night, I thought it was. There's a difference between. There's a fine line between a goalie duel and a game where nothing's happening. Oh, that was almost slot chance. Mike asks,
how do you feel about playing the puck there?
He's been a little squirrely. I don't know.
No, you're not a big fan of that, so I wasn't sure how you'd feel about that.
No, I'm a big fan of goalies being goalies. Staying in the net. There was, I don't know if you've ever watched my Dang It's videos, but it's basically bloopers. And we, a lot of goalies playing the puck weird get featured. Mike asked, what position would Brad play if he was a hockey player? Now, I do believe you are a hockey player.
I played goalie. My most famous game was allowing 21 goals against Jordan Tutu's team. And probably goal 19, 20, 21, somewhere around there, I gave up on my hockey career.
How old were you when that happened?
13. My final year of minor hockey. I became a basketball player the next year.
That's fair enough. Jordan Tutu took you out of the sport.
Yeah. And I met him in Nashville after we moved there. In the dressing room, I told him the story. I said, hey, you ever remember coming, to northern Alberta and beating a bunch of Mennonite kids 21-0? And he turned around and signed a hockey stick and gave it to me. Still have it.
He probably doesn't remember because, I mean, all guys who made the NHL at that age were just torching everybody 21-0, right?
I know. You just made me feel better, so thank you.
There you go. Yeah, no, like every community has one story of, I played with this guy once, and you could tell he was unreal. And in my neighborhood, that's Wayne Simmons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Grew up in the same neighborhood.
Wayne Simmons is a bit of a country fan. I know he came to Boots and Hearts a few times.
Oh, really? You met him?
Yeah, I met him. Same year I met Claude and Corey Perry, and Josh Bailey was there. Taylor Hall. Yeah, they were all hanging out together. I think a lot of guys don't hate each other as much as they pretend they do on the ice.
No, 100%. It's weird. They turn their all their social cues off the second they hit the ice.
Yeah.
And once they get off, it's like, hey man, yeah, how you doing?
So how are the kids? Yeah.
Yeah. When you guys link up, is it they want to talk about music and you want to talk about hockey?
Yeah, or everybody. Yeah, I'd say that's honestly pretty much exactly how it is. But then you try and find now, it depends on who they are, how old they are. If they have kids and stuff, you end up just talking about what your kids are doing in sports. Like, Ryan Kessler's just talking about his kids' hockey team, or Colby Armstrong's talking about his kids' hockey team. I'm talking about my boys' football team. That's kind of how it ends up how it ends up being quite often, honestly.
Is Colby Armstrong? Can you describe the person that Colby? You're already laughing. Can you describe who Colby Armstrong is to the chat? Because to me, he's just an 8-year-old on pixie sticks in like a 38-year-old's body.
Oh man, Colby. Here's what's crazy. We've literally only hung out for one day. Now he may have FaceTimed me 1,000 times, but we've only hung out for one day in person, and he is hilarious. Like, I literally walked for Kess's house. I'd known him for, let's call it 5 seconds. I get out of the car. There's Colby Armstrong. They said, Remps with the Lego hair. His hair hasn't moved in 7 years. That's like where other people would say hi or nice to meet you. That's
chirping you right away.
He's pretty, yeah, he chirps fast and hard and hilariously. And, man, yeah, we're already like planning where to go on vacation together with families because we just have so much fun hanging out.
He's such a beauty.
That's the right beauty.
So I love one of my favorite Colby Armstrong memories. So I rant about the Leafs, I rant about hockey, but I didn't grow up playing hockey. I sent you that video of the Leafs roasting me.
Yeah, that was good.
It was pretty good.
I would have given you a B, C, D, E minus. Yeah.
E minus. All right. Well, that's the highest grade I've gotten.
Yeah.
But we're watching the games behind the scenes before the pandemic and everything. And Colby knows how bad I am at hockey. And whatever game we were watching, it was like Leaf someone. And he goes, what do you think? And he genuinely wanted to know my thoughts on the game. Hey, we got a goal! Kasha them checks, Brad. Andre Kasha keeps it going. And the Leafs are back on top.
Oh, man. I like that celebration, too.
This dude, it's only his 3rd goal of the season, I think, or 4th. But this guy loves scoring goals. Yeah. He's pure adrenaline. I love him.
I'm just watching the replay.
Oh! Is that top?
Did that hit his stick, though, right? That's technically scoring on your own net.
Oh, you're one of those.
No,
you're one of the goalies who defends the goalies.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's a fraternity. I understand. It's a brotherhood. No goalie has ever allowed a bad goal.
I have, guaranteed.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 of the 21 that you allowed against Jordan Tutu's team might have been bad. Yeah, Andre Kasha with a big opportunity tonight. Sheldon Keefe has been raving about his game, and he scored in, I want to say 3 consecutive now, and he's on the top line after being sort of in third line purgatory.
That's amazing. That's kind of like what we'd bug Colby about is like, I forget how Kess would say it, but basically like every goal he scored was Crosby bouncing the puck off his skates and stuff in Pittsburgh, stuff like that. So they just go hard. Like you better have thick skin or else you're going to get your feelings hurt pretty easy.
I had an exchange with Colby. We were in studio once and we put up, it was one of those clips you saw from that Leafs video of me getting decked. Oh! And Michael Bunting gets one.
Look at this.
Big goal for him. You're staying for the 3rd. You're staying for the 3rd.
For the 3rd.
You have to.
Maple Leafs for listening to me when I told them to start shooting the puck. So,
yeah, seriously. Who asked you that question? Sonia. Thank you to Sonia.
Yeah, Sonia gets a gold star, I think. Definitely.
Jason Spezza with the steal. Muzzin puts it on. I think it's Bunting with the rebound. Big relief for him because Kasha getting the promotion to the first line. Michael Bunting was on the first line, and now he's on the 4th. Looking up, loving it.
If he had missed that, what do you think happens on the bench?
All of his sticks spontaneously combust. He'd be using someone else's sticks for the rest of the game because he'd break all of his.
Yeah.
Well, gosh. I'm afraid to look down at the questions because this game's going so fast. Now it's a 3-on-2 for the Sabres. So, okay, you're a goalie. What are you thinking if you're Joseph Woll right now? Because this is his first NHL game. All you want is to stop the first puck, which he did, but also a little bit of goal support. So now score effects are going to come into play. Leafs are probably going to play a little more conservative. Sabres are going to pour it on. Yeah. What's going through your head right now? Because you're probably just hoping for a simple game.
Yeah. I was always of the mindset of I want to get hit. I want to feel the puck a few times and stay warm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But whatever, if there was like a dial you could turn where it was just barely, that's what I always wanted. It was like, I don't need 86 shots, but I also don't want 12. You want to have like just enough to feel like if your team wins, like you had something to do with it. Take all the credit, but not actually be tested too much.
27.
It's a good number. It's a good. I was going to say a good round number, but not quite.
No.
It's a good number though.
Uh-oh. Sabres high and wide. That was, excuse me while I pick up this name I'm about to drop, but yesterday at a charity tournament, I got to play with Wendell Clark.
Nice.
Yeah, really cool. And he coaches hockey now, and imagine getting coached by Wendell Clark. Coaches kids.
Yeah.
And he was saying he always threatens the kids with, if they miss high and wide, and the puck does that big slingshot around the boards, he's switching up the lines. You don't get to play with your friends. I'm changing them up if you do that. It's his big no-no.
So what's he want him to miss? Like short side, low?
He wants them to hit the net.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He wants them to. He wants the rebound, and I mean, spoken exactly like a guy who played through most of the 90s, right? Just hit the net and get a garbage goal.
Yeah.
Spoken like a guy who played with wooden sticks, you know.
Yeah.
All that. Were you a wooden sticks guy? Or I guess you're a goalie, but a lot of goalies play it.
And how old do you think I am? No, I was when people were doing the aluminum with the
plastic plate.
Yeah, but you'd heat it up with like a blow dryer to kind of melt that glue a little bit, and then put the wooden blade in the aluminum stick. That was the early years, and then the whole graphite and composite and all that stuff. But
I had the aluminum.
Time I went out for minor hockey, my dad, we were farmers, and he asked, and I was praying the coach would say no. He said, would it be okay if Brad just used the farm gloves, just the work gloves like you'd get for a gas for pulling weeds or something in a garden?
Joking.
Thank goodness my coach said, no, that's not okay. You need to buy him real gloves. And because I was going to be the one kid out of 20 that was out there with my farm gloves on. So, yeah, that's probably why I became a goalie, is because I wanted all the good equipment and didn't want my dad to make me look like a farmer on the ice.
Very, very smart. Very smart. We're here with Watch the Leafs Game with Steve Dangle and Brad Rempel tonight. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Let's go with Nikki. Do you have any songs or stories that could put celebrities on blast the way Taylor Swift crushed Jake Gyllenhaal? Now we don't know it was Jake Gyllenhaal. My wife tells me, because I'm not up to date on this story myself, but
yeah. It was definitely Jake, but you heard it here first. But I don't have songs that blast celebrities, but we did. We opened the broadcast today with Young Forever, and that was that was surreal for me to get a song on Hockey Night in Canada, to have hockey players' faces showing up with the music in the background. So it was more like celebrating celebrities instead of blasting them.
I got you. Okay.
But Never Not, the new single, one of the two new songs, Never Not, was inspired by celebrities. Colby Armstrong was doing push-ups, and we said, are you getting your workout in, bro? This was on an episode of Kess's House. And he said, never not, bro, never not. You know me, I'm never not working out. And I wrote a song called Never Not. And we talked about it that day. We started getting ideas. They pitched me all kinds of like not good song ideas, but that was the one. It was a great
So you've alluded to this a couple times. For those of you who don't know, Kess's House is something we tried out in the playoffs at Ryan Kessler's house in Michigan, was it?
Yeah, just outside of Detroit. Beautiful place.
So you guys would watch playoff games, stream it, have a few beers or whatever. What's the worst song proposal you got while the beer was flowing?
Wear black so you don't look fat.
They wanted an entire song about that?
Colby was wearing a black shirt and I was wearing one too, and we were, I guess he thought it was cool that we both had black shirts, and he's like, we should write a song called Wear Black So You Don't Look Fat. And I was like, yeah, you can probably write that one yourself there, bud.
Sabres with a big opportunity here. Joseph Woll! Well, not the most graceful, but he stops it.
Yeah.
It is. There it is. You're not around Ron anymore. You can cough.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Where's Joseph Woll from? I'm admitting that I don't know.
I know he's American. Let me look it up. Let me look it up real fast. He's
I wasn't sure if you had like a statistician yelling in your left ear or anything.
I used to on ice surfing. God, I missed that show. He is from Dardenne Prairie, Missouri.
Beautiful this time of year. Okay, Missouri. That's not the most normal, natural hockey birthplace in the world. It's cool.
No, I thought it. Whoa! Ooh, is 21 on the Sabres. The Sabres have had so much turnover, I don't know who's who, but that was quite the move.
I don't know if you heard or not, but Eichel's not there anymore.
Oh, is he not?
Yeah.
You'd think they would have covered it in the news.
Exactly.
God, I'm so glad he got traded because now we don't have to talk about it anymore. Until he comes back, and then we have to talk about it all over again.
Absolutely.
I don't want to start the drama, but he's roughly on pace to return in Vegas's only game in Buffalo this year.
So you do your own stats. That's pretty impressive stuff right there. I do like that idea.
The trick is to say so much stuff that no one has any time to fact check what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I've been having fun. This period's flown by. We only got about 6 minutes to go here in the second. Kind of a low event game. Shots just 11-16. And I'm pretty sure the Leafs are out shooting the Sabres in this period, which should tell you everything you need to know about the second period.
Yeah.
A little less, a little slower, anyway, than the first, which I think suits Joseph Woll just fine. And the Leafs might have had 4 or 5 shots this entire period, and they've scored on 2 of them.
Yeah, that's a pretty good percentage right there.
I think they will take it. So, sorry. I think something happened when we were talking about Kessler's house. He's got all this crazy stuff. He's got this like pool. I think he's got a tennis court. He's, a bar, full bar.
Basketball court, hockey rink, like full on with a dressing room, like a locker room. He's got like a bowling alley for hockey where it shoots you a puck, and then you have to accept the pass, and you have 5 targets to hit, and then it'll bring the puck back to you the way a bowling alley brings a ball back to you. It's pretty impressive. That's fitness center. It's great.
Preposterous. So the question from Drew is Brad's house as cool as Kessler's?
Absolutely not. But after the show, we hit it off, and he's like, man, we're going to come and see. I'd built an Airbnb, and he's like, we're going to come and stay at your Airbnb. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, man. Thinking this is Ryan Kessler. I'm sure that's not happening. Look at his house. And he literally texted me. He's like, all right, dude, we booked tickets to Nashville. We'll be there. And they came and stayed with us for 4 days. Right before school started, our kids hung out. And his son Riker came to my son's first football game of the season. And just shows that even though these hockey players have everything you could ever want, they're still just awesome dudes. And they're just living a normal life like the rest of us. So it was pretty cool stuff.
I can't believe that. What a life. What a life, man. Mehow says, tell Brad he's not allowed to leave. So, yeah, we're holding you hostage. Sorry, bud.
Can you, instead of reading me all the good ones, can you do some, like, mean tweet stuff where you read some, like, horrible things and I can, like, in question form, or maybe, is there a way I could read them?
Ooh. Producer Drew, can you help us out with that?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, help us out with that, because I'm not going to lie, right now we only have good ones.
Why is this loser wearing a tie on the show? Like, is this guy a stockbroker? That kind of stuff. I'd like some of that stuff.
Did this guy steal one of Strombo's old suits?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a nice suit, man. It's a nice suit.
Oh, thank you. Stole it from a kid.
Oh, there you go. Aiden wants to know, this is hopefully our last nice one.
Yeah.
Aiden, who does Brad think is the best team in the NHL?
Well, I mean, I think the Oilers are the best team in the NHL. I am a Nashville Predators fan, but being from Alberta, it's pretty stinking awesome to see how amazing the Oilers are. And I'm sure Leafs fans hate me for saying that, and I'm no longer welcome on your show, but I do think the Oilers are the best.
No, man. I mean, people talk about like their lack of playoff success and you know, getting over the hump. I mean, it sure looks like they're ready to do it.
Yeah. It'll really suck if they tank in the first round, but I think at some point it's got to happen, and this looks to be that point.
Yeah. Oh, Sabres close, but no cigar. Buddy, I work for the Canadian rights holder, so I'm kind of hoping the Oilers make it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of watching the Habs knock off the Leafs, but at least the Canadian team made it to the final.
Yeah.
Make a little bit of cash.
You know, so I'm sure you know this anyway, but Corey Perry loses as a Dallas Star, right?
Yep.
To the Lightning. Goes to Montreal, loses as a Canadian to the Lightning, now goes to the Lightning. And you hope, who's the guy? Marian Hossa. Back in the day, remember? He's like a modern day Marian Hossa, and I love Corey. He's honestly a great friend of mine, but I just hope he doesn't, continue that streak. That's like the one streak you don't want to have.
That's a pretty tough streak. This should tell you how bad it is. It's not an individual chirp. It's just they hate his suit jacket. So it's just thousands of people in the chat right now. They hate your suit jacket.
Great. All right, I'll take it. I was hoping for something a little more intense, but cool.
Jazz says, nice job naming your band after a salad dressing.
Yes. Okay, that's amazing. That is amazing. High Valley. Oh, man, I wonder if Hidden Valley, if we just came out with High Valley, if we could actually steal some of that market share, you know what I mean? I'll go halfers with you if you want on a salad dressing. Just a thought, chew on it, think about it during the second intermission, and get back to me.
Dangle's dressing? Yeah, we'll work on it.
You could dangle the dressing over the salad. Just a thought.
Dangle and drizzle? Now it's getting...
I'm hungry. Just kidding.
It's getting less appropriate.
Yeah, exactly.
Scott says, hey, Brad, a flock of seagulls called and they want their hair back.
Oh, thank you. Okay, now we're talking. This is good. All right. Hair Valley. I'm going to, thank you, Scott. I'm going to launch a hair product called Hair Valley, and it'll instantly do whatever this is to anybody.
Andrew, I don't know why everyone's being so mean to the guy who got the Leafs 2 goals single-handedly, but Andrew says Brad's head isn't big enough for his body, which that's the opposite of what I get told.
Yeah, well, congrats.
Darker Stormwatch. Brad, I'd rather listen to Shania Twain. I'm kidding, I'm sorry. That's too Canadian.
Yeah, that's like when my wife tells a funny joke, but then she has to right away say, I'm sorry, I'm kidding, I didn't mean, like just let it simmer, let it be, like, don't apologize right away, but that is very Canadian. And
hey,
I would
Brad.
do Shania Twain too. Yeah?
I'd rather listen to one of the most successful country artists of all time. Take that.
Yeah. Oh, man. We opened Shania one time and we ordered 1,000 T-shirts. Oh, they scored. Shoot.
No! That's because you were mean to Brad.
Yep, that's what happened.
All your fault. Be nice to Brad. I'll let you get back to that in a sec, Brad. Let's see what happened here. Looks like Tage Thompson with the goal. What happens here? Muzzin gets cleaned out. Spezza can't clear the zone, and just a bomb. once again, nothing the goalie could have done on that one, right?
I was going to say I got to defend him there because you got at least one forward and one D-man in his line of sight. So what's he supposed to do? See through three people and magically know where to be? Goalie's perfect.
Yeah, depends on who you ask. Most would say yes.
Yeah.
He does have to have it.
So we're never allowed to say Shania again for the next 2 minutes and 13 seconds.
You just said it.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
Brad.
So, and a stoppage in play.
Yeah. Oh, that was good.
One thing, and I won't say her name, we opened for a very successful Canadian artist who wears leopard pants quite often in her music videos, and at the Saddle Dome in Calgary. And we thought her name rhymes with Flanaya. So anyway, we ordered 1,000 shirts for that show, thinking we're going to sell a ton of merch opening for Shania. She had like an entire store. It was like Hudson Bay. Like her merch was like 1,000 different things. We sold 2 shirts. So somewhere there's 998 left over somewhere in Calgary right now.
Oh no!
I'll get you one if you want. It's not as cool as yours with your faces all over your own.
Yeah. Well, I'd be happy to bring it down to 997.
Much appreciated.
I don't know. I'm afraid to read people being mean to you because there's 90 seconds left.
I think it is pretty funny if people like having fun. It's pretty good. The salad dressing one though. Salad dressing one's pretty good.
Michael, who's your date for prom, Brad?
Jennifer Love Hewitt. That was my dream back when prom was a reality in my life. So if we can go back, I'll see what J Love is doing and we'll take it from there.
There are worse answers. Ty. Brad looks like a Zeller's version of David Beckham.
Okay, I'm gonna text this to you. There is a picture of me and one of those split screen things of me and David Beckham, like a doppelganger thing. So I'm just gonna put a Zeller's logo over my side of the screen. That is so great.
It's like that meme. Hey, I want to meet David Beckham. No, we have David Beckham at home. David Beckham at home, and it's you.
Zeller's version. Oh, I forgot about Zeller's. That is so good. Oh man.
Zeller's, is that the one where the lowest price is the law every day?
I'm gonna take your word for it. That could be.
How's my singing?
Honestly, pretty decent.
Pretty good. My kid thinks I'm good. He's 1 year old and he's all about the wiggles.
Oh yeah. Well, my kids don't love my music, so you got me beat on that one. Congrats. Enjoy it for 4 more years until they're in school and too cool for school.
And just hate all my jokes.
Yeah.
Dad, shut up. Right now, I stick out my tongue and I'm hilarious. Sorry, what was that? What was that, Brad?
Oh, sorry, that's a recap. Just got caught.
Sometimes in the digital world, it gets cut out.
I'm watching this on like a 4-inch screen right now, so it reminds me. It feels like a Game Boy from like early '90s. Trying to watch something on there.
Like a Tamagotchi?
It's like watching on your iPhone if you can do that. I don't know if you even can, but.
Oh, you bet. On the Sportsnet YouTube channel. Thanks for the plug, Brad.
Yeah, I meant an Apple Watch. I went like this and said iPhone.
Oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, you can watch lots of stuff on your phone, man. Travis, does Brad have to install custom door frames in his house for his hair?
You gotta send me these. Oh, so great. Tell him to go over our page and chirp like every photo we have from now on, just so I can read it. Just so I can scroll through and read all that stuff.
Well, it's the second period is over. It's second intermission. The Leafs are up 3-2 on the Buffalo Sabres. So you said to visit your page. What is your page?
Our page, High Valley Official on Instagram, High Valley on pretty much everything else, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all that. But on YouTube, somebody did once say to one of our music videos, I've heard better sounds from apes humping a volleyball. And I thought that was that was interesting on so many levels. Is like, where were you? Why did they have a volleyball? You know, was it mating season? Stuff like that all went through my mind. But either way.
It's very rare I get to pull this card during interviews, but I worked at the Toronto Zoo for 7 years. I never saw that.
Yeah.
All
anyway,
right.
What I'm getting at is I appreciate the commentary. It's beautiful.
All right. Brad, maybe the most unique guest experience that we've had so far on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. No one has asked the chat to be mean to them. They usually just do it on their own. So good on you, buddy. We'll be back with some second intermission entertainment. Brad, thanks so much for joining us. High Valley on basically everything. High Valley Official on Instagram. Any final thoughts, buddy?
I just think we need to hold on. Nobody talk about Shania Twain, and I will once again declare Leafs keep shooting. And I think we're going to – I'm calling 4-2 empty netter, 5-3 final.
5-3. Joseph Wool picks up his first NHL win. Brad Rempel, thank you so much.
Missouri, go crazy. Everybody
exactly.
I'm so we'll try and make my head larger to fit the rest of my body. So we'll see you soon.
Yeah, you let me know how to shrink mine. So we'll be back with second intermission. Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. We'll be right back. And thanks again.
Thanks, buddy.
Look at her, though. Is that all worth it right there?
Her first NHL game she will never forget, and a smile that stretched from coast to coast.
Some fans wearing the helmet.
Well, during the commercial break, one of the coolest things you'll ever see, we were just talking about Carey Price's demeanor. Yes, he's spoken. Look at this. Young Canadian fan. Hey, I want to do a selfie. Look at this. Carey leans in. Just a photo with the kid during the timeout.
That is outstanding. He's made 30 saves. He's got a shutout going, and he leans in for a selfie.
I'm sure you've all seen one of the great Valentine's Day gifts ever given by Mitch Marner in Vegas on Thursday. The young girl from just outside Toronto. Her first NHL game she will never forget, and a smile that stretched from coast to coast. And here she is with her family tonight. During warm-ups down here in Arizona, the sign a little bit smaller this time, reading, "Thank you, Mitch."
Here comes the tooth, and then he offers it as a souvenir. Yikes. Here you go. You want this? What's that going to go for on eBay?
Prior to the game tonight, did battle with a young Wild fan in a rock, paper, scissors matchup for a stick.
Kevin, back-to-back-to-back paper. That's the oldest trick in the book in rock, paper, scissors. That's what works with me all the time with my kids. Come on, Kevin.
Here's the problem with being the shortest kid around. That kid grabbed the first puck. So Connolly comes back, and now that kid steals the puck from him. What are we doing here? Connolly finally gets it to her.
Hey, that father orchestrated that because only the cute little girl was going to get it. He made sure all three of his kids got a puck.
But look at her, though. Is that all worth it right there?
Now, here's Hall. Hall, his stick goes for a twirl and ends up in the seats.
Taylor Hall's stick flies right up in the stands. That fan catches it. Taylor comes over, says, "Here, I'll switch you." Fan throws it back to him. "I'll give you the game stick." Taylor tosses one back to him.
Normally we'll show you action from the game, but take a look at the young woman behind. She wants a selfie. No! And now she's mad at John Tortorella. Gets better. So there's a guy with this brown jacket. Take a look. He's showing Tortorella pictures of himself from many years ago, and that gentleman has been doing it all night.
Brandon Bollig just put Adam Party right through the glass.
Some fans wearing the helmet.
A fan just took Party's helmet and he's wearing.
Brady Tkachuk finds this little guy who wants to have a floss off. So Tkachuk's like, "Yeah, sure, I can do that." He's in warm-up. So this little guy's a little more energetic than him. While he's doing his floss, Brady's not going to give up yet. He's going to go back at him. Yeah, the little guy has to win and pays him off with a puck. Said, "You won."
so low to the ice to begin with. And he's going to get a lot of those kind of high sticks. Would be an automatic for him, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Dubois puts it up the boards, and again it was tipped, and it goes out of play. There's the guy that was talking to Sullivan. And he got hit in the head. And Sullivan said, how's that feel?
Exactly.
I see this. Am I gonna have to drop?
Oh, I'm so bad.
We've been challenging the guys to draw their team's logo.
Oh, awful.
I'm nervous. Ready?
Anytime. Hold on 1 second.
And my jacket's tight, jeez.
3, 2, 1. Start getting the head through.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh no. Yeah, that's a pretty good start, no?
Oh, that was bad.
Oh jeez, so bad.
You got 30 seconds.
30 seconds to do what? It's done.
Looks like a high five or like Bart Simpson. Oh, it's so bad.
I don't know. It's like deformed.
That's the best I got. I think that's all I got. I think there's like little things like that around it, isn't there?
It's like something up here.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Should have made the Toronto Maple Leafs way bigger, huh?
It's really bad, I know.
Right, that's good enough. That's it. Pencils down.
How's
Good
that?
effort.
Well, it's something like that, isn't it?
Can I see it?
Yeah.
The logo? Yeah.
Oh, that's really bad.
Whoa! It's me! Steve Dangle. I'm the guy with the name in the thing. Hey, everybody. Steve Dangle here on Watch the Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. That was wonderful. Before those little features there, Brad Rempel, country music star, not liking your nice comments and questions. He wanted the mean ones. And he genuinely seemed to enjoy it. He did. He genuinely seemed to like it more. I will have to send him those. I'll send him a text because that's something I can do now. He genuinely wants those. So good job, everyone. The what was it? The Zellers. What was the comment? I'm looking for it right now. That was so good. Called him a Zeller something. It wasn't Zeller Steve Dangle. God, it was so good. Doesn't matter. Brad Rempel. We're back. Second intermission. The Leafs are up 3-2. It was Zeller's David Beckham. Thank you, producer Stu, in my ear. That was very good. That was very good. We'll get back to questions. You can be mean to me if you want. Might hurt my feelings, but, you know, whatever. Before we get to your questions, I want to give you some stuff. How would you like 20% off Sportsnet now for 3 months? I can give you that. If you go to snnow.ca, that's snnow.ca, and use the promo code DANGLE20, you can get 20% off Sportsnet now for 3 months. 3 entire months. Look at that. Look at that graphic on the bottom. You can watch hockey and whatever the other sports are. I don't know, because hockey is all that matters on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. But it is a wonderful thing. Sportsnet now. Visit snnow.ca, promo code DANGLE20 to get 20% off for 3 months. It's good stuff. You know what's free, though? The knowledge of whether or not I'm wearing pants. Am I wearing pants? Is Steve wearing pants? The game that we play every single second intermission here on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle is Steve wearing pants? Sometimes I will wear hockey pants, swim trunks, shorts, jeans, whatever the other ones are. So what do you think? Am I wearing pants? Place your bets in the chat. You have 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8. Count yourself. Ooh. Yes, I am. Sweatpants this time. And check it out. Want to see how bougie I am? These are sweatpants, but zipper. Not impressed? 2 zippers. Not impressed? No, there's no. That won't be happening. That won't be happening. But they have zipper pockets. They're so good. They're so good. Zipper pockets and zipper pockets only. So if you guessed sweatpants, you got to be specific. I probably should have said that. It's not, is Steve wearing pants is not a simple question of yes or no. It's, is it jeans? Is it sweatpants? Is it shorts? Is it X? Is it Y? Is it Z? So, let me adjust the camera there. Let's get to some of your questions before we get to the third period here between the Leafs and Sabres. Joseph Woll looking for his first win. Everyone's still getting a chuckle out of the chirps at Brad. Zeller's David Beckham, so good. John, what did you have for dinner, Steve? I don't think that's ever been asked on here, but I like it. What did I have for dinner? I had a burrito bowl. We didn't want to cook, so we didn't. Burrito bowl. Sam says, in Scotland, pants equal underwear. As the husband to a Scottish wife, I'm struggling with that one. Is this a kilt joke? Is this a... Oh, producer Stu, who I believe is Scottish. Underwear are just called pants? Really? I've never heard them say that once. That might be like a regional thing. Because my wife's from Aberdeen. Maybe that's a Glasgow or Edinburgh thing. I've never heard that either. They always say trousers. Trousers. And they ask you to take something up a stair or down a stair. And you don't know something, you can. You can something. If you don't know what they're speaking about, you denny ken what they're specking about. With no accent whatsoever. I don't even try because I'll get beat up next time I go to their house. Hogan, what is the scariest experience you've ever had at the zoo? Ooh. Oh, well, I told this story in my book, but I used to hang out with the guys who ran the camel ride, and we were hanging out after hours. It was very dark, and they lived on zoo property. And we were walking, they lived in a trailer that was basically in the camel enclosure. And we were walking around at night. And I bumped into a bale of hay in the pitch black. And then the bale of hay stood up. Because it wasn't a bale of hay. It was an 1,100-pound camel. But we were tight. We had a good rapport, me and Scoodles, I believe was the name of the camel. So luckily nothing happened. That was probably the scary. I mean, the animals were always cool. They were always cool. Honestly, the zoo got over 1 million visitors a year, and a lot of my job was customer service. And the scariest part of my job often was dealing with the customers. Because people bring their kids in the sweltering heat. They maybe had to drive, and there may be a few hours into their day, and at the most minor inconvenience, they will take out their day on you. Man, I worked at the stroller rental. Listen, this was over a decade ago, but I still remember this dude's face. I used to work at the stroller rental. You know, you could, instead of lugging your stroller to the zoo, you could rent one from the zoo, and it was like $5. It was a great deal. This dude returns his stroller with a used diaper in each drink holder. I saw them. He saw me see them. We locked eyes. And then he walked away to continue being the worst person in the universe. I remember his face. The drink holder? You barbarian! To do it in the first place and not have me notice would have been bad enough. To do it and see me see it and not vigorously apologize. Oh, there's a hockey game. And not vigorously apologize and throw it out yourself. Instead, he just walked away. Oh, I'll never forget that guy. Shots 13-20. That is it through 2 periods. Both teams on the second half of a back-to-back expect a sloppy third period. Not that it's been a particularly neat first and second. Toronto Maple Leafs trying to protect a 3-2 lead here, and they got 19 and a half minutes to go. Pierre Engvall spilling someone behind the net. Wasn't called. Oh! No goal. Yeah, Aaron Dell, 3 goals on 13 shots. Not exactly a banner night. Joseph Wols looked okay for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think Brad had it right during the second period. I'm not sure what he's supposed to do on that Tage Thompson goal. That was a rocket, and he was screened. Woo! Is that not interference on Marner? You see that? If Hall gets called, I'm going to freak. What was that? I wonder if we're going to see that replay. That was brutal.
Now Marner inside the line. Got Tavares along the end boards. Dylan Cousins back there.
Get out of here.
A couple of years back, and here's Hinostroza at the end of a shift, working his way in past Muzzin and behind the net.
Muzzin doing a good enough job to force his man wide. Hall with the cleanup, Leafs with the chip out.
They're very stingy here in Buffalo. The hits were 6-5.
That can't be true. Through 2 periods, the hits are 5-6. I don't think I believe that for a second. But if that doesn't scream two teams on the second half of a back-to-back, I don't know what does.
Buffalo, you got back-to-backs. I mentioned Engvall. He's in good position. He's thinking defense to support up top.
Pluto, why are you saying Z like an American, Steve? Did I? It's Zed. Stop gatekeeping the letter Z and Z. Canadians say American stuff all the time because we can't help it. Because we're this little dinky attic on top of like this mansion full of nonsense. And sometimes we pick up some of their habits. Boy, that is a empty building. God, that's awkwardly empty. And it's all Leaf fans.
I'm not sure it's the defining one, though, and this situation in Buffalo has been a taxing one on all.
Like, dude, neither team is doing poorly. Yeah, attendance has really not bounced back in a lot of markets. Underrated storyline, because the Leafs have struggled to sell out, is supposedly GO train service has been severely reduced. And I don't know if you've ever driven to a Leaf game, but it kind of sucks. And if you take away the possibility of a train for people coming in from the suburbs, well, it's kind of difficult. Another Tage Thompson bomb. Luckily, this one does not end up in the back of the net.
If you're the centerman, your focus is the down low to help your D. But watch Nylander. He turns the wrong way and allows Thompson to...
Apparently, I read the question, why are you saying Z?
Doesn't allow any chance to happen. And if I'm Nylander, I'm giving my centerman a little tap. That's a missed assignment.
Is that not the question you were asking, though? Why are you saying Z instead of Z? Is that... Shut up. You stream it then! Cody, final score predictions. Nice try. Grady, which teams from the Atlantic make the playoffs? Ooh, boy. Well, I don't think Buffalo's going to make it, even though they've been okay. Detroit is really going to have a tough time keeping this magic in a bottle. Yeah, the Buffalo prospect pool's done pretty well. I don't think you can go wrong with Tampa. I don't think you can go wrong with Florida, so there's two. I think the Leafs will at least make it. And even though Boston hasn't been very good, I think you can depend on them to be pretty good. Sens aren't going to make it. Sabres aren't going to make it. Detroit is in it right now, and I think they'll be in it for a while. But I think they'll eventually get overtaken. Assuming it's 3 spots and a wild card, my 4 teams are the 4 teams you would expect. Florida, Tampa, Toronto, Boston. It's too early in the season to change your bet, and that was my bet before the season. I don't know about the order, but that was my bet before the season. Leafs with some sustained zone pressure, which they haven't really had all night. And when they have had it, it's ended up in the back of the net. Leafs with a line change in there. Sabres hemmed in. Man, I'm not trying to take anything away from Arundel because he made a spectacular save earlier tonight, but every shot feels like it could go in. That goalie moves a lot.
Leafs are changing and trying to grind the tired Sabres here. On the move is Brody. His shot went high as Dell went down and the puck out of play as we join Kyle.
Dude's in his net. Not in net, in the net. Jesse, who's the most famous person in your contacts, and can you call them right now? Okay, I got Ron McLean. I got Elliot Friedman. I got Jeff Merrick. I have John Tavares' old number. This is the problem. So I covered junior in 2008, 2009. So I have a lot of players' junior numbers. Yo, that dude with the Matthews jersey in the corner has been standing all game, and I'm getting so irrationally upset. Anyway, I have a bunch of NHL players' junior numbers, and I don't know if any of them still work. Oh! Edge! The wrestler. So we had him on ice surfing and we had him on my podcast. And every now and then he'll just like either DM me on Twitter or text me about the Leafs. It's usually like, God, I love Muzzin. Seriously. That's true. Let me check my phone. Do I still have my conversation with Edge? Yeah, I do.
Around to the far side for Tavares. Leafs trying to stay in Buffalo's end, and Marner with a look, shot it wide. Marner's got it back up high.
He was chirping me for a segment that I did on TV.
That one played around to the far side where Tavares gives chase against Bryson. This whole sequence
I think Ron McLean interviewed him about like his Leafs basement and goalie mask setup and everything. I'm trying to find what he said about Muzzin. That might have been in DMs. But yeah, it's very weird. Just texting, oh, hello, Edge. Apparently, so I saw a Leaf fan standing up in the front row doing some sort of countdown. I didn't know what they were doing. Apparently, they were starting the wave. Knock that off. You don't do the wave in a 1-goal game in the third period. I don't care how bored you are. Stop that. Generally speaking, I'm not anti-wave. Like, not at a baseball game. For some reason, it feels like it belongs. I know a lot of baseball people hate that. But at a 1-goal hockey game in the third period, it's one thing if it's the Penguins and they're in Pittsburgh and they're winning 7-1. Because then it's funny. But a 1-goal game in the third period, your team is winning on the road, defending the lead. Why? 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 And you wonder why Sabres fans hate us. Oh, Joseph. Don't make me put you in Dangets, kid. I do not want to put you in Dangets in your first career NHL game. Do not make me do it, Joseph!
The Leafs are out. Nylander will chip it in. That'll start a change. Nylander stays out.
Oh, Nylander cleaning out Darlene. He still got it. Oh, Sabres get away. Okay, I didn't see someone was with Muzzin. That could have been bad. Puck goes out of play. Okay.
7:07 gone in the third. It remains 3-2
Patrick, is the pizza at the zoo really that delicious? There's something about those pizza chains that aren't actually pizza chains, you know what I mean? Listen, if you're a hungover college student working there and you've been standing in the sun all day, let me tell you, it's good stuff. I don't know if it's still there, but there was a Harvey's there, and a lot of us used to crush a lot of Arby's. Zaid asked, sorry. Don't want to have to cough like Brad. Zaid said, will Wool play more games than Mrazek? Can I? God, I hope not. And that's nothing against Wool. It's the Leafs signed Mrazek to a 3-year deal, $3.8 million per, and I'd rather he be healthy and played because he's pretty good when he plays. Go Habs 89. What's the messiest diaper situation you've had? I tell you what, I'm going to decline to answer that. I think that question was Jesus, based in the Toronto Zoo story I told. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. I have a 1-year-old and you don't want to know the answer to that. Steph, the Metro is insane right now. You think they can steal both wild cards? No, that's why I said only one. No, the Metro has been basically from the moment Crosby and Ovechkin joined the league, that division has been wild. I know it wasn't always the Metro. I want to say the Caps were in the Southeast for a bit, if I remember correct. But basically, ever since the Metro was formed, it's always been tight. And there's always a team, at least one team, sometimes two, that feels like they should make it at the beginning of every year, and they just don't. There's too many quality teams in there. Like it's often discussed. Oh, this could be something. Engvall out. Kerfoot. I think Kerfoot drew a penalty, though. Leafs still have it. No, they don't. I don't know who took that penalty on Kerfoot, but I think they stopped a goal.
Desjardins agents and advisors are delivering $3 million in Good Spark grants to small businesses across.
We're going to get a look at this in a minute.
Another example of third
Engvall, this is a great pass. Right through the stick. And if that's a Ruotsalainen, if he doesn't get into Kerfoot there, that's a goal. Easy goal. It's rare you see a good penalty. That's a good penalty. That's a good penalty. Kerfoot was getting that, and it was probably going in. Leafs with a bouncing puck. Nylander, oh, if he gets that off, it's right to Tavares' stick. Sabres playing with fire here. Leafs have yet to crack 20 shots. But they got a power play, and with a little flurry, they have an opportunity to do it here. Sabres aggressive on this penalty kill.
Sabres 10th on the kill. Tavares is into the skates of Matthews. Back to Riley and across. There's Nylander. William Nylander down low. Marner.
Leafs moving the puck pretty well. Sabres still aggressive. And Dell with the save. Getting the Sabres skating is not the worst plan on the second half of a back-to-back. That's certainly for sure. Ace, would you rather be the wild card team and go to Florida or be the 2-3 matchup versus Tampa? Ooh, no disrespect to the Panthers, but I mean, why would you willingly want to play the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions? I don't care if the Panthers finish 10 points ahead of the Lightning. I don't care if they finish 15 points ahead of the Lightning. I'll still take the Panthers in the first round over the Lightning. Just because the Lightning literally don't need to try in the regular season. They understand the game, man. They understand. Just save it for the games that matter. Leafs second power play unit getting an early look here. Especially with the whistle. They usually leave the first unit out a little longer than that. Oh, that was almost trouble there for the Leafs at the blue line. Offside. With 27 seconds left, I wonder if the Leafs switch back to the first unit or do some sort of modified unit because there's not that much time left. Yep, they're going back to, looks like the first unit. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Gracie says text edge when you hopping on another stream. I could try. See, I got his number and I don't want to like abuse it, you know? Oh, Tavares. He's been doing a great job of getting open recently. Ah, Willie fans on. Tavares keeps it alive, though. Ooh! Marner keeps it alive. Hey! I think Tavares got a piece of that. Morgan Riley puts it on, and it was either his goal or John Tavares got the tip. Man, on the 18th shot he's faced, Aaron Dell has allowed 4 goals. Man, the Leafs with so many opportunities to screw that up, and they don't. We'll see from this angle. Riley fires it. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect from John Tavares. Dell doesn't have a chance. He doesn't have a chance. He sees it. He's going for it. Tavares perfectly bats it down. 100th career goal as a Maple Leaf. Didn't he just get here? Holy. I guess that's what happens when you... Matthews, sit down. I guess that's what happens when you score 47 your first season. And now the Leafs, with about half a period to go here in the third, have a chance to pick up a road win and the first win of Joseph Woll's career in his first game. The graphic says Marner assist 1. I'm positive that's wrong.
season. Darlene is in. That shot whistled wide of the net. In it's Joseph. Darlene out in front. Thompson. Shot rejected by
Tage Thompson has done a good job of being available in the slot.
Sabres looking to respond.
That's why he's got a goal.
Big Tage Thompson's got it. Morgan Riley defending and Spezza able to get it out to center ice. Now Spezza nearly got loose at the Buffalo line.
Leafs have to be offside here. Okay.
Toronto sends it deep. Under 9.5.
Max, who's your favorite non-Leaf? Like currently? McDavid's okay. Oh! Jeff Skinner with his second goal of the game. I think set up from Tage Thompson. Way too wide open. The camera went straight to Travis Dermott. You never want to be camera guy. Look at the size difference between Jeff Skinner and Tage Thompson. What do we got here? Dermott in the corner. Takes his guy down and where's Liljegren in there? Oh, that's unacceptable, man. That's unacceptable. No one's got Skinner. No one's got Skinner. And about a minute after the Leafs get an insurance marker, the Buffalo Sabres bring this game back to within one. Brad Rempel's bet looking pretty good. He said 5-3 Leafs win, and I think he even said the empty netter. Right now he's looking eerily close to that. Ooh! Nick Ritchie almost burying his first as a Leaf again. Oh! There's Ritchie again getting shoved into the goalie. And we had a question here from Michael. Why is Ritchie so frustrating to watch? Honestly, like I feel like in the playoffs, when the game changes a little bit, he can be more effective. But in the regular season, boy, he's just not the greatest fit, eh? Wool, swimming. Marner, no stick. He doesn't want to get a penalty. Oh, boy. Where does stick go? Oh! The Sabres tie it. Brad screwed it up for us. Sabres tie it up almost exactly a minute after coming within one. I mean, this is just full panic mode. Oh, Wool doesn't have his stick. I think he's got, oh, he's using Marner's stick. If he has his goalie stick, does he stop this? Let's see. Probably does, to be honest. Oh. Chaos. I don't even know if I put that one on him. I'd have to see it again, but he basically gets bowled over by his own guy. Sticks everywhere. Oh, boy. Leafs in full-blown implosion mode right now. Big stop from Wall. 8 minutes to go. We got a hockey game. Holy. If you're a Sabres fan in this building right now, you got to be feeling amazing. Oh, boy. We got a tie game now with about 7 minutes to go. There's just showed Joseph Wool's mom there. Producer Drew sent me a text. This is the least entertaining 4-2 game I've ever seen. That was 3 minutes ago. Thanks for nothing. As always, Producer Drew. Watch the Leafs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Ryan, considering how well Kasha is playing, is Mikheyev trade bait? Okay. So I've been getting some tweets and some chat comments and everything about how frustrated people are with Pierre Engvall. What is the big difference between Mikheyev and Engvall? They're both tall. They're both fast. can both kill a penalty, can both be a black hole offensively. I like Mikheyev, well, better than Engvall, first of all, let me say that. I don't know if there's a giant chasm between the two. I like him. I know he wants to play in the top 6, and to that I just say too bad. I like him in a shutdown role with Kampf and maybe Kasha. We'll see how that other slot works out, but I think he fits there. I think it's pretty obvious that the Leafs are kind of fidgeting right now. They're fidgeting. They're itchy. I think they're considering making a move right now, and I think you're on to something, Ryan. But just because Mikheyev asked for a trade doesn't mean the Leafs are going to do it. Although it is worth mentioning that they're doing pretty good without him. But what do they get for him? Like, is it going to be anything of value? Interestingly enough, it looks like they're closer to trading a defenseman than a forward. And worth mentioning, Josh Hosang has been really good with the Marlies. He's not eligible to be called up because he's not on an NHL contract, but if he keeps this up, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get one. How is this not dead? All right, it's not. And puck goes all the way down the ice. Aren't we glad we waited on that? Joseph! Okay, good job. 7 minutes to go in regulation. The Leafs have still not cracked 20 shots. I know it's a 4-4 game. And did I not tell you to take the over, folks? Cabby would have said take the over. Xavier, can't blame Wool for any of this. I mean, yeah, I agree. Blaming Wool is ridiculous. I would far rather blame, or I would much rather blame the organization for being in the position to use a prospect who's kind of not really all that ready. I mean, he's been the busier goalie tonight. He's made a few decent saves. Wes, if the Leafs win, can you title your LFR Wall-E? Wally. Wally. Wow. I have TikTok. I'm hip. I'm one of the kids.
Sabres out on that face-off win. Kajula. Hinostroza chasing after it against Dermott. Leafs so solid on Wednesday night protecting a
Dermott's chaos. Is that a compliment or an insult? Yes.
Matthews around. Travis Dermott at the right point. Looks for Nylander. It comes to Matthews. Austin Matthews off the inboards. Leafs try to get it back.
Kasha. I thought he's played pretty good tonight in general. On this top line with Matthews and Nylander. I think it's definitely worth a second look from Sheldon Keefe, barring some sort of injury that screws the lineup up. Is Liljegren going to get called? Doesn't look like he is.
From the corner. Here's Rasmus Asplund as this hot line comes back out. Weak shot kicked away. Skinner. A wall with a huge stop there.
Just missed wide. Sabres got the Leafs hemmed in a little bit. This is a mix of the top and fourth line. Wool absorbs that. Leafs really getting blown out here in terms of shots and shot attempts. They're on the second half of a back-to-back, but for crying out loud, so are the Sabres.
Slide across and get a piece of that one with his right pad to keep it a tie game.
Liljegren might have got a piece of that. Oh, God, to be a goalie's mom is so stressful. I think I watch games and I'm stressed out. Oh. If my kid ever makes the show, I'm going to one game. To say I went. And that's it. And if he goes, Dad, why aren't you going to my games? And I'll say, son, if you want me to live, if I came to every one of your games, I would evaporate. Or I would just have to shock my system and go into like every single game. And I'd have to go from like the beginning of the season. I couldn't like start in the playoffs. Oh my God, can you imagine? Kev, do the Leafs have a depth issue on defense? I just kind of think they have a depth issue in general, really. Because the rumor has been one of Dermott or Hall is on the block. And that's fine. Because the Leafs have had both of them as a healthy scratch at times and looked fine. But if one player gets hurt, what do? Who comes up? Because we're starting to talk about guys who like haven't played an NHL game before or have played very few. Is it Dahlstrom? Biega? Brennan Manel? Christians Rubens? Mac Hollowell? There's youth there. That's the good news. They have guys. I cannot wait for Topi Niemela to hit North America. Very interested to see what happens should the Leafs make the playoffs. I wonder if he could potentially be a black ace. Engvall's going to beat this icing. He's taken Arundel's stick out of his hands. If the Leafs can keep the zone here, which they do, this is going to be a problem. Matthews, sit down! Find him. Find that guy. And the Sabres clear the zone. I imagine Dell is going back to get his stick right now. That was a great effort from the third line there, though. Real dangerous. Real dangerous. And they're going to get another chance here. Riley joining the rush. Puts it on. Not a bad idea. I don't know if that'll count as a shot. Robert, make Leo a goalie so you can be stressed in the stands in 20 years. Oh, man. How about I'll be stressed when he's a kid because he'll be like, how am I going to afford all this equipment? I think raising a goalie would be unreal, though. Just because I always wanted to be a goalie when I was a kid. Whoa! Stopped by Dell. Leafs looking a little bit better offensively over the next while. It hasn't translated to too many shots on goal. About 3.5 minutes to go. We got a 4-4 game here with 8 goals already in this game. This game going to overtime is not a guarantee at all. Oh, boy. I don't remember if we've had an overtime game here on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle in the regular season. Last year in the playoffs, we had a couple. Yeah. Oh, Matthews. For a goalie who's kind of struggled tonight, Matthews hasn't had a ton of clear looks. And if he gets one, dude, I like that matchup. I like that matchup a lot. Kasha gains the zone, throws it around. I think Willie's going to get there, and by Willie, I mean Kerfoot. Kerfoot loves a good behind-the-back pass. And by good, I mean often bad. Leafs trying to get the third line out there. Matthews staying up for a long shift. And, it almost pays off. Now he's got to get to the bench. Engvall doing a good job of hemming the Sabres in their zone while the Leafs get fresh bodies on the ice. Now the shots are coming in. It was 18 just a moment ago. Now they're up at 23. 2.5 minutes to go. Leafs catching up in shot attempts as well. Although 40-56 on the night is not good at all. Who's 15? Someone already took Eichel's number? Are you serious? Who is that? Am I reading that right? That is 15. You're joking. Oh, Matthews so close.
An ability to get that one up, tried to go 5-hole. There's the drop pass and through traffic. That one found its way through Dahlin and Dell.
Oh, thank you, producer Stu. Eichel was 9. He was only 15 his rookie year. I don't know, for some reason I always try to block out the Leafs appearances in Buffalo. Whoa! Almost a dang it. I always try to block out the Leafs in Buffalo. Funny enough, so I mentioned earlier in this stream, I got to hang out with Wendell Clark a bit yesterday. And he was like, oh my God, all the way back to when I was a rookie, we would always lose in Buffalo. We'd get in day of. We'd get in the day before. We'd get in a couple days before. We'd have morning skate. We'd cancel morning skate. We'd tried everything. And we would always lose in Buffalo, no matter who was playing. And as someone who watched the Leafs when Wendell Clark was a Leaf, I believe him. I believe him. Something about this building, man, it's... God, I hate it. I watched the Leafs game there once. You're not going to believe this. They lost. That was the year the Leafs were, like, really trying to be bad. I think that was the year they finished last in 15-16. I got to see Tobias Lindbergh's first NHL point. Matthews in front to a ghost. Ooh. Just over a minute to go. We got a tied game 4-4. It's early in the season. You probably shouldn't think this way, but they're in the same division. Playoff implications. Both teams are going to play to the buzzer. This isn't like the Leafs and Flames. Two teams in completely different conferences and divisions going, you know what? Why don't we just split a point here and we'll figure out the rest in overtime. Whoa! Oh, Kasha almost getting the game winner there on a tip. Bunting's out there. What is this line right now? Jake Muzzin flubs it. He's got to get it over to Hall, and he does. 25 seconds to go. Do not screw this up. I think there's a glove there on the ice. I don't know if that was a Leaf or a Sabres glove. They're both blue. Kerfoot with the keep. On. Riley. Scores! Scores! No way! With 11 seconds to go. Oh my God, I'm lightheaded. Tage Thompson. Upset. Riley, Engvall, Bunting. What is this? This group that the Leafs had out there. I have no idea what was going on. Sabres cannot clear the zone. Kerfoot gets it to the point to Riley. It might have hit Matthews' arm in front. Let's see. I think it does. I think it does. Unreal. 12 seconds. Make sure that lady leaves this building a happy one. We're probably going to have a timeout here. I can't hear the broadcast. Yeah. I mean, 12 seconds to go. Why not? Why not? Oh, I can't believe that. Did you miss us, Don? You miss us? I heard your comments. I heard your comments before the game. 11.8 seconds to go. Leafs get the lead 5-4. Riley throws this on. Oh, you know what? On second thought, I'm not sure it hits anything. And also, what happened to that magical puck? Hits the crossbar, bounces out, and bounces back. I want to see that replay again. That was magical. 12 seconds to go. For the love of goodness, kill this 12 seconds. We got Marner out with Kempf and Kerfoot. I believe Hall and Muzzin out there. Leafs win the faceoff. Muzzin clears it down, hits a few bodies, so it won't be icing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The kid catches it. Give it right back to him. That's game. That's game puck. Joseph Wool. The Missouri native. The Leafs draft pick in his first NHL game gets his first NHL win. Wally. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Now let's hit to Winnipeg for overtime with Ryan Sig.
Absolutely fantastic. And right now the production crew is like, and now we don't have to work overtime. Hey! What a game. What a third period and what a finish. I can't believe it. Did I say? What did I say? I said this is Watch the Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. But what I also said was this is not like last night. Leafs in Calgary playing real friendly through the final 30 seconds because they're two teams in different divisions, different conferences. Let's split the point. Let's go to overtime and figure it out there. The Leafs and the Sabres, both being in the Atlantic with different expectations, yes, but in November, you never know. You just never know. The Leafs try to finish them off with less than 15 seconds to go, and they do. Heartbreaker for the Buffalo Sabres, but what a story for the kid. Bit of a speed wobble there in the third, but he gets his first NHL win, tying David Ayres for most wins in NHL history. I had to get that out there. Actually, I ran into David Ayres yesterday at that charity tournament, him and his wife, and they gave me a Bug Life hat and sweater. Bug Life as in e-bug. They have their own little clothing line. It's a very small and fun little world. The chat elated for Joseph Woll. Elated. Let's do a little Joseph Woll stuff. I got to speak to him, I think it is his first Leafs rookie camp. And right away, I'm like, oh my God, I'm talking to James Reimer. Joseph Woll, 6'4", 203 pounds, according to HockeyDB.com. Born in Dardenne Prairie, Missouri, just like I told Brad Rempel. Third round pick, 62nd overall. I believe, yeah, that was the year the Leafs finished last. So he was the first pick of the third round in 2016. 62nd overall. 66th overall was Adam Fox, but we'll ignore that. He probably wouldn't have played for the Leafs anyway. People forget that he pinged around all over the place. If you can remember who Adam Fox was drafted by, congrats. Hurricanes. Nope. It was the Hurricanes who traded him as well, but he was drafted by the Calgary Flames. Joseph Woll, 62nd overall in 2016. And dude, it's been a struggle. So his first year after getting drafted goes to Boston College, .913 save percentage. Great. His second year, .915 save percentage. Great. His third year, .919 save percentage. Great. He gets better and better and better. Since he turned pro, it's been tough. .880 in 32 games with the 1920 Toronto Marlies, who were awful. They were awful in front of him. It's his first year as a pro. Goaltending situation's all messed up. He probably shouldn't have been playing that many games. Tough situation for the kid. Next year, which was last year, Marlies aren't much better. 15 games, he has an .892. This year in 3 games, .895. And this is in the AHL. And this is why I was saying all week, I don't know if this kid's ready. And who knows, maybe he's not. But tonight, with a tired team in front of him who didn't give him a ton of help, he gets his first NHL win. That's a kid who can be called upon. That is awesome. Awesome. I'm so happy for Joseph Woll. Couple more questions before we wrap. Jacob, do you think Woll has backup goalie potential now? I'd still rather Mrazek. I think it's pretty obvious that the Leafs would like... They have a bunch of really young goalies in the system. And I think it's obvious the Leafs would like Mrazek and someone, ideally Jack Campbell, going forward. And then a nice little crop of guys. Ian Scott, we don't know where he's going to be because of his health. But now Joseph Woll's in the equation. Michael Hutchinson is obviously the veteran in the equation. Eric Kallgren is in the equation. Archer Akhtyumov is over in Russia, and he's in the equation. Same with Vyacheslav Peksa. Trying to think of other goalie prospects they have. They have a bunch. They usually draft like one goalie a year. And they're going to hit on one of them. I think it'd be great to have Woll as the third goalie going forward. Isaac, who are the 3 stars of the game? Oh, I think you got to give Woll first star because shut up, you have to. I mean, Jeff Skinner had 2 goals. That's pretty good. Maybe give him second. And game winner, you give whoever scored the game winner. For now, I'm going to say it was Morgan Riley. Might have been Matthews. I guess we'll find out. Lindsay, 808 save percentage for Aaron Dell. Oof, Maroon. Okay, well, I'm not going to laugh too hard. And I'll tell you why. Because next Saturday, for the next edition of Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, with me, Steve Dangle, the Leafs will be playing the Pittsburgh Penguins in the revenge game. Hey, you think that would be a good video for Hat Guy to do his own LFR? Just asking the question. So, thank you for watching this. Thank you again for all the fundraising you did for Easter Seals. Leafs win 5-4 in over-regulation against the Buffalo Sabres. And Joseph Woll, the kid from Missouri, gets his first career NHL win. I love it. But for now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Joseph Woll is an NHL goalie with an NHL win. And next Saturday, it's Leafs Penguins. Oh, my. Pew, 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 pew.